me just do this. Are you seeing now? Right.
Okay.
Antonito, you seeing now? Good afternoon, Pele W. Your boy is on already. So make sure you ain't saying nothing wrong. Pele, good afternoon. Nice to have you on board. London Jane, Shadell Williams, Devon Lane, good afternoon to you. Nice. Those are the first set of persons who are on. So, what gives? How's your week, Kevin?
Good.
What did you do that I didn't do?
Yeah, well, as usual, I went to work.
But I expect you to work.
Look after my animals. At least nobody steal no goat from me for the longest while.
But you begging for money.
And it seems as though the dogs don't pass by me. I'm sorry for the people in Upper St. John. 5 and 6 goat and sheep going on for one night. I'm really sorry for them.
You know why it's happening?
Somebody let go the dog.
Farmers are not farmers. Seriously. You, Richard, growing up, I had a goat. The name of the goat was Daisy. My mother sold it and I never forgave her. She sold it to the butcher. Never forgave her for that. But in any way, when you have animals like goats and so that you know, it's not a thing that you don't know that dogs are out there preying on them. Eh?
Yeah.
Bring them in. Go and bring in your goats.
Go bring in your goats.
As a matter of fact, I went to University of West Indies St. Augustine campus in Trinidad to do a forage course a couple of years ago. And they took us to a gentleman's farm, a landless farmer. It's amazing. He has, oh boy, over 200 goats. He has, what he does is that in the morning, take up a vehicle, and he gone, ram the vehicle with grass and whatever, and bring it back and feeds his animals. What he brings might last like 2 days. But he ain't losing, because they're all penned. And by penning them, he's able to sell the manure. So making money. We have to return, and I ain't saying go back. We have to return to the days, KB, when I could do something by let me go by Kenny Boulan and get some manure. No, I can't get that. Why? Because he's tying out. And that is what is happening. You understand? He's tying out, and we have to stop that. Stop it.
So don't blame the dog.
No. Don't blame the dog, blame the people who own the dogs. They're supposed to be tying their dogs too. Do you understand? KB, you know last week we called for people to call and say what's happening, what's taking place.
Yes.
So anytime a phone call come in these days, we have to remember where we were and take the phone call.
Yeah.
We have one.
And you remind them, you know the number?
Yeah, they know the number, man. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, Mr. Donald.
Good afternoon.
I just called to thank Mr. Messi, you, Mr. Andrew Donald, and Mr. Philip in the time of my distress.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem, Charles. We're there for you. You know that. We're there for you.
You know who it is?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's Shirley at the bus terminus. Her daughter is not doing too well. I think she's on the mends, but she's still hospitalized. Nessie? Yeah, she's still hospitalized at Maribor. And but Charles, don't worry, everything will be all right, girl. All right, you got it. So back to the dog. The dog is silky. People have to learn to tie their dogs. People have to learn to tie their dogs. Do you understand? Because the dogs are causing people distress. But people have to also learn to bring in your animal.
But, Andre, when dog eat my animal the last time, was big bright daylight. I run behind the dog from Belmont Bridge to go in a home below somebody's house, 11 on the ground. The lady say, I go see how I could pay. I say, a poor woman like you, where you getting money to pay me? The mother give me $100 for the 11 goat.
Yeah.
You know, I say thanks,
She
Tanti
pay-
Lynette.
pay-
She lives in Sotes. Tanti Lynette lives in
Pay
Sotes.
for 10.
She give me $100.
$10
The other day she gave me a little ram goat as a
Oh,
payback.
that's
I
nice.
say thank
That
you,
is
Tanti
really
Lynette.
nice. That
I
is
raised
really
the goat right up below Marva house in Ahoma. She said, when I go to the son said, no, they take the dog. So let they claim the damage. Everybody saying the dog is not theirs. But the son said, well, it's my dog, but the dog going to leave my sister. So she have to take responsibility for the damage.
Oh, yo.
So the mother give me $100 for the 11
ram
animal.
goat. And a
Well, I get a ram goat the other day. I say,
Well, that's good.
thank God for small mercies.
Yeah,
So
at least you get
I
something
start
still.
to raise some again. But you're right. I start to fence.
You have to pen the
I start to
animal.
fence. I can't afford
Because
to lose
let me tell you
again.
something. Too many times, too many times you hear about farmers and what's happening to farmers in
Yeah.
relation to this. And I have said it before, and I continue to say it. People must know to deal with their animals across the board. Your dogs, you know your dogs. Dogs are going to hunt. You know your dogs in that way. Make sure you tie your dogs. All right? You, with your goats, make sure you pen your goats. This kind of lazy farming, you tie out goat. And when you come back, goat strangle. You understand? This kind of lazy, and dog it goat. No. Pen your goats. Go and get the feeding and bring it there.
Man, you for the land.
What you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, this kind of monkey. Alright, let me see the people on the live and say hello to them. People on live already. Devon Lane, Oswald Peleadavo, good afternoon. Antonito Peters, good afternoon. Landon Jane, Shondell Williams, Maria Alex, Kenneth Joseph, Errol Bonaparte, and Kashmir Thomas. Kashmir says hello, gentlemen. Greetings to all. Looking forward to it's an amazing program. Papa, we could have put good. I don't know what amazing, but we definitely gonna have one. Well, we already having one. Good afternoon, the people on WhatsApp: Caroline, Anne Rodney, Patrick Utley. Who again? Francis, that police guy. Lennox, John Dumont, Scoops. Okay. Eric Utley, Peter Andrews, and so on here. Right. So those are people who, they're handling their day for the time being.
And Andrew, I don't remember the number. 4420175, right?
Yeah, that is.
The number to call,
You want to call.
4420175.
All right. Joan inside of Birmingham in London says hi. Okay. There's somebody online already. Good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How you all doing?
All right. How you doing?
Boy, I'm not too good, but I'm hanging in there.
A long
I
time I
wanna-
don't hear that voice, boy.
Boy, a day. Tito that wake me up, from last week. You understand? Tito wake me up,
Tito
boy.
wake you up. Yeah, I like
Yes,
that.
I
Tito wake
couldn't-
you up.
I couldn't call at the time, but I want to continue where Tito left off.
You're
You
welcome.
understand?
You go right
Because
ahead.
the ladies are doing extremely well in terms of the job we send them in the parliament to do, In my constituency, the Honorable Delma Thomas has been fulfilling her promises to our constituents. We know she is overburdened by the extra the workload that has been placed on her, and then the COVID come in there, and so on, so she's extremely overworked in my opinion. But I believe she's doing a fine job up to now.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of the road infrastructure in the northwest, she promised the people the Craboni Road, and that is a massive project.
Has it started?
Yes, it is in progress right now.
Oh, okay.
You understand? The last time I went up there, I see side walls and things had been built, and road graded and so on. I didn't go right up, but then I could tell you that the work is progressing and it's visible. She had promised the people in Saint-Tropez and Dunfermline there has been a road, if you know where Solomon Shop is, that road by the nursery, what we call it, the nursery.
To connect with.
That road connects you right back up to Saint-Tropez by Strongy Shop.
Okay, by Jude and them there?
Yes, passing through by Jude and them. That has been a footpath ever since the devil was a little boy.
Yeah.
Now she's going to make it motorable. Work is in progress right now. So then vehicles could cut through. Instead of going to Paradise Junction and come up the stretch, they could cut through and bust out by Strongy. You understand?
Okay.
And that is the taking. Roads in Delphi has been worked on. Baltazar is continuing, and throughout the constituency, Ms. Thomas has been given the people who had come from abroad or people who had get affected with the COVID and had to be quarantined. She has been distributing hampers to those people. It's a big feat. It's not just something, it's not a small event, you know, because there's a lot of people affected and she had to be on the ball right too. And she's handling the thing on a national level. This lady has spine, you know. There is a lot of things ongoing, you know, but I don't want to say too much, you know, because then I have so much to say. The other thing is, you know, I ain't so biblically versed, but what I know is it's not too good to put new wine in old jars. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm hearing you.
You hearing me?
Yeah.
New wine in old jars, it does spoil the wine. You understand? Don't mind how you wash the vessel. There is still particles in it of the old taste in the jar. So, good luck to brother, how you call him? Brother Dick Mitchell. Good luck to him. We'll see what will happen. Have a good evening, then.
You too, brother. Take
Thank
care.
you.
Good.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I remember that piece of road in Baltazar there. I remember mentioning it to my nephew. On your way from St. George's, you noticed there was a broken edge just at the end of that road.
Where?
Or that bridge.
Baltazar.
That Baltazar Bridge.
Baltazar. Well, the flat bridge by the pasture.
Yeah, Baltazar. When you, you call it Cambrai.
Cambrai,
Right.
Yeah.
I always concerned about that broken part of the bridge. Because see, any vehicle just go to the edge, they could. You know, I go into St. George's the other day, and I see that is being taken care of.
Yeah.
And on both sides,
On both sides of the road.
and as they're doing the slipper drain, it widens the road, you know. And you ask a question, as you mentioned, Claboni. One day, myself and Dr. Stanley Cyrus and Mr. Belton was going to look at some land in Claboni. And Andre, I saw some Boabande tree in that area. The Boabande tree, big as cedar tree. I've never known these things grow so big. Massive.
Oh, he had not seen that.
No, because first time I've seen Boabande tree, I thought it was a small tree. Don't realize
Oh,
you think.
you know it's a Boabande tree.
Oh, the man tell us that. He said, Mr. Belton say all these are Boabande tree, massive trees.
Okay.
I've never seen it like that. And when you talk about the
You
carbon,
take some leaves.
but I don't have use for Boabande. Who have use for it will take it. I don't use for Boabande. I don't oppose nobody for this. Their choice. If it's good for the health, at least take it. You know, a lot of people believe in bush. Some people don't believe in doctor. They believe in bush. Who believe in bush, take bush. You have a choice.
What came is the Claboni Road.
Yeah.
You know, it's a big project. You know,
It's a nutmeg area.
You know, yeah, because
nutmeg.
the farmers are very excited. Eh?
Yeah.
The farmers are very excited. It's also to the Sulphur Spring. You know, so even tourism will be enhanced with such. And the project is done by Handover Construction Company.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
you know, and as far as I see, you know, it is speeding up, you know.
That going to the same Sulphur Spring, people go and soak in
Yeah.
that area?
Yeah.
What do you call that area?
That's Claboni. That's Claboni.
Always Claboni?
That's Claboni. Right up. Right up. Right up.
You know, that piece of road the guys spoke of to join Dunfermline. When I used to work in Gambra Estate, I passed it many times, but
Yeah.
there is also you must be a bridge there.
Yeah. Okay. Right now,
There's a ravine
deal-
on there.
the bridge has been constructed at present.
Okay,
You understand?
okay.
Yeah. So now, very soon it will be motorable.
So you're connecting two villages now.
Yes.
Dunfermline
To Paradise.
to
Paradise.
Paradise.
Yeah.
This Paradise?
You know? Yeah, that's Paradise. Sandopi. Yeah.
Sandoby Street is private.
Yeah.
But ask me now.
Well, you're not from Grenville. That
No,
was
I know
Mercy.
Sandoby Street is
That was Mercy because I passed that road,
Yeah.
passed by Jude Brother home,
Yeah.
and go down there, that area. Ah, that's good. Congrats, Miss Miss Thomas. And it seems as though in every constituency there are a lot of work being done. Yet still, I go here they say, hey, NNP don't doing anything. What could you do?
You blame them for saying that? Gary, remember,
I don't know how to respond.
Remember one thing.
I don't know how to respond to
When
that.
the yard fall lay, what happening?
Make real noise.
Noise!
Make real noise.
But if you see work is being done, you see the National Stadium, you see the bus terminus in Grenville, in St. George's, you see the cruise ship terminus, you understand? You see a new hospital, you see Port Louis, you go on the airport and you see the renovation of the airport, the improvement of this airport to modernize the airport. So when massive plane land, you have to walk through a bridge now to go into the bus terminal instead of you coming down the step and walk in the rain to get there. You modernize that. You see all these things taking place before your very eyes. And you still saying nothing is being done. How you go argue with somebody like that? When they seeing this thing, you're touching it, you're passing River Road now, and you're seeing the kind of infrastructure in River Road, that massive wall, every time the river overflow its bank in River Road, it endanger lives.
Everybody in River Road in problem.
In problem.
Yeah.
Now you pass in there and you see that massive structure going on to at least solve the problem once and for all. You're still saying nothing is being done. You go in St. George's Market, I pass there, walk around and say, hey, modernize it, different booth. You know what, at least they want to make sure nobody go have to spread no bag on the ground and put vegetables on the ground to sell for people. Beautiful tables, desk, and so on. Cupboards, everything.
Yeah.
And they turn around and say, nothing is done. How you going to argue with people like that when you see?
We're going to take a break and be right back.
Right.
United Nations to address issues of war, famine, and disasters. Commercially, NAFTA and WTO are designed to protect us from ourselves. But still, they do not deal with the real issues.
Can't believe that it's real. Wonder what the leaders feel. God, them not deal with nothing, no, no. Them not deal with the real issue. Treating our people like a piece of tissue. Well, now, them not deal with the real issue. Treating our people like a piece of tissue. Brothers and sisters are crying, feeling the pain. Used and abused, washed up and flushed down the drain. I tell you, they're all in Babylon. It's obvious where I stand. They can't see reality as the best thing for men, and that's because they're not deal with the real issue. is it hanging on the line? I tell you, I said one love people, decrease the crime. The reason so many suffer, so many die. Then I deal with the real issue. Treating our
It's real. It's 91.9, 91.5, www.therealfmgrenada.com. Here you find your writing. You listen me out.
And listen to you, I realize you raise your pressure a little
Yeah.
bit this morning. And I concerned that you may get a stroke.
No, man, I ain't getting stroke just like that. You crazy out.
We are blessed.
Yes,
man.
we were on the roll, you know. And as we said last week, we asking the PR in every constituency to call and at least sensitize the public of what is being done
In your area.
in your area.
Yeah.
Only that we're asking of you. Don't come and say you have no credit and you expect the minister to give you $10 or $20 to put credit. Put the credit for yourself, because some of us been nursing from the party for years and years and years. And we don't bring in a dead man to the party. But we say in we NNP. We don't call in and say thank you. But we're complaining if we don't get a window.
And let
You
me
seem
tell y'all
strong.
something, and I've been very honest with y'all. Don't message what is happening in your constituency. You could talk.
Yes.
Call.
Call.
Don't send me a message and say, well, that taking. Don't.
We
If you
want-
send me a message and say good afternoon, yeah, cool,
Yeah.
we good.
Want to hear your voice.
We want to hear you.
Hear you and say
Because
thank you.
What is going to happen is this. People go say, hey, don't worry, they're making up that.
Let them hear the voice.
Let them hear the voice.
Yeah,
Let them know
hear
where
the
you're
voice,
calling
yeah.
from.
Yes.
Yeah.
And call, because what they're saying, remember all these things I just called it, they still saying, hey, they in power so long,
They ain't do
They
nothing.
ain't do nothing.
Yeah.
Because they're saying that because you don't saying anything. You take everything for granted. You pass and you look at Montrose Secondary School. You pass and you look at Riverside School. You pass and you look at Tivoli School. You pass and look for Bel Air School. You pass and you look for St. Mary's School. St. Mary's School?
Yes, and maybe I'll see.
RC.
Yeah.
You go in Paraclete, you meet a new school, and everything done under the NNP, and you say nothing done. You look at a new medical station in Paraclete. You go in Upper St. John. You understand? When Archibald win this for ECKB are building the road from St. John to Moya Bridge. I say, look, you remember these people up there? They didn't vote for us, you know. All is NDC. Say, now we starting. That's why I voted. That's why I starting it in Upper St. John. From Kubari right down to Moya. We giving them light, telephone, everything.
And water, everything, man.
Recently,
Yeah.
Mr. Bola, this Roland Bola and Sister Kate, ensure they have water now. They don't have to go in no water hole again. But they have water in the home. Have they flush toilet at the home. And live at a decent standard.
Comfortable. Yeah.
They had no
Yeah.
recreation facilities. And Mr. Bola went to Shadel Nayak. Seek permission for piece of land. And he build them a community center in Upper St. John. They never get nothing under NDC. All what they get is under NNP. All what they get is under NNP. But the quick to say, NNP ain't do nothing. But you have to remind them. You have to call them out. $50-something million in schools repair. And as Mr. Donald said the last time, what would have happened if the children in school, if we didn't provide them with that tablet? How the teachers was going to maneuver with those children? If we have online
But
learning.
something we have to let them know. In the whole Caribbean, Grenada leads.
You hear?
We lead.
The new leader say is starting from 83 or when, because nothing being done. Like we want them, they come out on a different planet.
No, the only thing I'd ask him this, because one of the things that he was very proud of I think it was at the press conference that he had, the press conference he had, something that he was very proud of. Was it the press conference? Oh, but anyway, he said that he's proud that, you know, he did all his studies and Kote Si, Kote La, and he didn't go anywhere back in Grenada. So I mean, well, how you are a lawyer? Lawyers get jobs all over the world. Do you understand? Especially if you would have done well and graduate top
you
of your
excel.
class. Or you come back to Grenada and you're telling me that Grenada had nothing. So how you travel out? You know, how you come back? I mean, I don't understand. Why you go with boat? Christopher Columbus is your brother? Yeah. This young man, I mean, respect to him, but he has to do something very, very conscious of what he says.
The statements he make,
Statements he make, because you see them statements, them come from Glenwell and them, Yeah. That's a Glenwell statement.
Is that only a negative? Is that only a negative? And you know, the NDC is a party, I know. Everything is no. Everything is no. When I heard that this present leader of the National Congress said,
well, this is the new National Congress.
Yeah, it's a new one, yes.
It's a new one.
CBI program.
You applaud it?
He applaud and say, hey, you could transform the economy through that program. I say, hey, you don't represent in the NDC. How all of a sudden the man say it's good to sell passport? I said, look, they almost every year, every minute, they own Dr. Mitchell back. He's selling with passport.
Yeah.
Well, he's selling with patrimony.
But that is what put money in the pocket, you know.
And this man, this new NDC coming and say, he agreed to sell passport. So what does NDC, who used to beat up Dr. Mitchell over passport, what they go say?
Tricks go walk out again.
Because when Nazimbov decide to put his own version to anything and go to cabinet, and he said, look, this is our style. We will embark on this CBI program. Tricks and the Minister of Health and Peter say, you're crazy. You come here for we to approve the selling of passport. This thing look too much like Kit Mitchell. No way. We going on, even though he bring us $150 million, we don't want it. This thing look too much like Kit Mitchell.
Your girl too.
So Nazim,
Sandra Ferguson, she go get heart attack.
So they ban it. They say they don't want that.
They don't want it.
Today, the same new NDC are jumping up and behave like Christ come. Like he have some silver bullet. Like he alone have the panacea to all the problem in this country.
Good afternoon. How you doing? Hello? Oh, we lost that one.
Those of what you feel he have the silver bullet and the panacea for all the problem in this country. He say, hey, he wants CBI now. He going through, he will start to sell passport. I want to hear all you respond.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Brother Andre and my brothers on the Manu side.
Good afternoon, Miss Jacob. How you doing?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Yes.
Oh, Lord. I come in with a brother. That brother there in the new National Party for 23 years. And he say yes in nothing. My brother Terry Forrester don't say that, no boy. Terry Forrester say he's in the new National Party for 23 years. He don't see nothing.
Miss Jacob, you make me laugh.
Well, I tell somebody, I go and tell him that, oh God, Miss Jacob, you go and say that. I say, I go and say, and I calling him good Brother Forrester.
But he's still long for 20-something years and he don't see anything.
23 years, and yes, he nothing do. You understand? Because he didn't get the discounted passport. So he go in the NDC. The NDC, well, I don't want to get not.
You get 3, 7?
7.
7.
Mm-hmm.
Get 7.
Not I want to get. Oh, God. Just imagine 23 years
And you don't see
in a
nothing.
party. And you see nothing, do?
But it's still so long after the first year, should I go?
Absolutely blind. You did 23 years and you see nothing.
Okay.
Okay, sweetheart.
Thank
You
you.
all have
Baby.
keep up on your good work. God bless all you with the program.
Thanks,
Love.
Miss Jacob. Thanks for
Bye-bye.
calling.
Right.
Have a good day.
But KB, this point Miss Jacob made there is a real strong point, because look, you with a team for 23 years,
Yeah.
and you don't see no
Man
improvement.
was the public relation officer for the party.
I'm telling you understand? 23 years.
He was the public relation officer
understand?
going on radio, and it's at least sensitizing the public.
No, but he was the one to market the party.
Yeah, but hold on. You just have to understand one thing, and this is what people should realize: that if for 23 years he has not seen anything and nothing happened in 23 years, then he's a liar. Because he was on radio and television telling people that things happen, so they should know. Don't trust Terry Forrester. He is a liar.
It's dangerous.
He's dangerous.
Yeah.
You know, Andre, me and you, we just spoke of the CBI program. And why the new leader in the new NDC embracing that program? Why he's in this thing is who interests you seek, eh? You notice? Every program that man embrace, everything that man do, is a particular group of people
He embraced.
he embrace and defend.
Yeah.
That is why he's a corporate lawyer whose interest is sick. You understand? Andre, aren't you permit me a 5 minutes to say something which I never said on radio? I say today. When I was a soldier, I went to La Poterie playing field myself, Cecil Prime, and Alison Matlin. I remember the party from Ras Fata from Guav.
Fata?
Fata.
He's a
Alison
son.
Matlin.
Yeah, he's a Matlin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is in the
States
States
now.
now.
Yeah.
And someone approached me and they said, Kibi, we're seeking your assistance, your help, because we have a problem on the Rantwine estate. And when they explained to me, I say, hey, I'm a soldier and I'm a member of the party. I just cannot openly support you all because I understand you all cause. So the Prime say, well, you have my moral support, but I'm a soldier, I can't get involved. Alison Martin said, look, I'm a member of the party and I'm a soldier. You have my moral support, but I can't get involved. And the problem started when Miss Jessie DeGale visited the estate and she saw at the management erect a shed for the workers to cut the coconut to protect them from the sun. She asked where you all get the galvanized to cover the shed. They said we took it from the old great house because it is abandoned and we erect the shed. She said no. The workers are custom cutting the coconut in the sun. So remove the shed and put it back on the old house. Then all hell broke loose. The workers stood up and they went to Ivan Bola and Bob Budlal for assistance. And they decided, no, during a revolution, you don't allow that to happen. This lady come from England and to treat the workers like that at that time. So they stood up on behalf of the workers. Yes, I understand. They didn't have to seek permission for anybody to stand up for justice. But at that time, they failed to recognize there was some people in charge of this country which they did not recognize. They said they don't have to get permission to to stand up for justice. The workers at that time used to get the women get $6 a day, the men get $9 a day in 1979. So this thing went on, and they came into head-on confrontation with the leaders of the revolution. The truth and in fact, the leaders of the revolution never tell the people the truth. What they said, those guys took the estate to plant marijuana, and everybody believed that. What is shocking is that the workers' demand went up and said, hey, we can't work for that $6 a day. We want $9 for the ladies, for the women, and $12 for men. And that was the sticking point. And a whole revolution start deteriorating because of that issue. And you ask yourself, if those guys take the estate to plant marijuana, how come the management still sell the produce and put the money in the bank? How come the management still give orders every day? How come the management still pay the workers the wages every fortnight? But yet still, they convince the public, them guys take the estate to plant marijuana.
Okay.
I want to go on with that. Now, the point is that my problem is that is whose interest you seek at time. I also want to draw the parallel. The NNP, when they was in power.
What?
Yeah, before they get out of power. Before they get out of power.
Identify the time.
Yeah, the time.
Identify the time.
Just before they lost power to the NDC.
Before 2009?
Yes, they brought the workers, pay the road workers up to about $50. Put that extra $10 in it. You see, all of us was in NDC that time. Most workers now see that the road work was more attractive than the estate work.
Yeah.
So people start leaving the estate work and go and work on the road because of the extra $10 the Prime Minister put on the road and on road workers' pay. The farmers, the estate workers, and those landholders went to the NDC and say, hey, look, people been leaving our work and go and work on the road. So that can happen to satisfy these estate workers, to estate owners and these land owners. They took off that $10 on poor people pay to satisfy that interest group, the estate owners and land owners. In politics is whose interest you seek. You understand? When this present political leader in the NDC, you understand, took the position, you understand, to send a letter to those workers and said, look, you either take the vaccine or you all will lose all your job by so and so time. You ask again, whose interest the man seek? Now I was surprised when I heard this man say right now he support the CBI program. I watch, I say, Lord, you see this thing, boy? If every time he open his mouth or he take a position is in the interest of a particular class. That is why poor people, when you go to vote, don't go and vote blindly. Ask yourself and look at who will seek your interests. Because when the NDC took power, before they take power, we promised the money we would bring the salary to over $1,000. We lied them. And they vote for NDC. Just a year later, Patrick Seaman bring them down in Trade Center and he sent home 2,000 of them. 2,000, he only keep 100. He sent home was about 3,000. He sent about more over 2,000 and he sent them home. And he keep only 800. The NDC lie Gideon. You understand? That is what I'm saying. Be careful whose interest these people will seek. And the gains, whatever you achieve now under this NNP, you have to protect it.
No, but you must
And
protect
you
the gains.
only could protect it by keeping NNP in power. You will only protect it if you make sure you work hard for the NNP. You ensure your children register to vote. You ensure that your cousin, your nene, your parent, everybody in the house register to vote. And you also be an acolyte or a yard fowl for the NNP. Whenever your parliamentarian does something in your area, you say thank you. Only that we're asking of you, know. Thank you. Now our Prime Minister made the statement and he said, watch, you could say what you want. This is my last election. We have no gold. We have no diamond. We have no pearl. No precious jewelry to give this Prime Minister. All we could say, Dr. Mitchell, thank you. And we want to ensure this election, you don't win by 10,000 votes. You win by about 15,000 votes. That is the president we want to do. We want to increase your number in every polling station, in every constituency throughout this country. Then we send that message to the detractors, and at least, Dr. Mitchell, we could say, thank you. You have done a real good job, you know, because there is none like you. It's only every 100 years you're getting somebody like you, you know. And you could say what you want. And Andre and my friend Messi, performance will always be told up.
That's why you see the performance of the NNP at present.
You feeling it?
We feel it, yeah.
And you're seeing it?
While you walk the street, you feel it, you know, because now in each and every constituency you move through, you is seeing some infrastructural development going and taking place.
When you pick up Andre Donald, you don't see the road how it's smooth and nice.
Coming up there.
You don't see the kind of work this road workers, these asphalt workers
is
doing in St. Patrick's. It's no little piece of pothole patching, you know. It's professional paving. I want to applaud them. I want to applaud them.
That's my group.
That's your group. I want to applaud them. Yeah. And you see, we must never forget these people. Never look down on their employment. They're doing a good job.
They can handle.
Of course, they're doing a real
They
good
know
job.
what it is.
And also those in St. Andrews, Tony and the boys that did that piece of work by Pinaro shop there.
Bubblegum.
Thank you, man. Don't worry, man.
Bubblegum.
No, man.
What happened to you? You didn't see that?
Tatayo and the boys from Poetry that doing the kind of work in front of Pinaro. Don't worry, man. It's real top of the line work we're doing now, man.
No. That crew there, they need to come to St. Patrick's to learn. They really ain't got it. Good afternoon.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Andre.
Good afternoon, bro.
Good afternoon. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
All right, tell me.
JB and Messi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, bro.
Comrade, how you
Good
doing?
afternoon to the listening audience. We're talking about Dr. Mitchell, the NNP party, and what the party has done for Grenada. Andre, I was listening to you and Carl. I was listening to Carl from Friday discussing as into the legacy of Dr. Mitchell and what he has done for through the leadership of the National Party and what he has done for the country on a whole. And I'd like to touch on two things. The roads and the bathroom facility that the NNP has helped Grenadians with. The reason why I want us to take a close look at that, because we're still going through COVID. And without no doubt, if you do a survey of Grenada and compare Grenada to, we are considered to be a third world country. Okay? When we move across to countries like India and Brazil, and I'm naming those two places there because we saw what the COVID did there.
Just let me let you know, Collins, just let me let you know here that we try to limit people to 2 minutes, and we don't really want to go on and break the rule too many times because people will do so and have us to kill. Do you understand? So if you can just speed up what you're saying, then it'd be great.
Or call back.
You know, or you can make one set of points and then you can call back and make the next set of points. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just trying to ensure that we're on the same level, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
good,
no
great.
problem.
All right,
No problem.
great. So talk to me.
You see, the point I'm trying to get across there is that because of the bathroom facilities that the NMP government started a long time ago and continue to do, it played a great role in helping combat the spread of the COVID-19. See, while we may not look at that, but it did, because if we understand some of the ways the COVID-19 spread, and I mentioned about India and Brazil, yes, we know home that we might find 6 family members in a 2-bedroom house, but because we have bathroom facilities, put it that way, inside toilet and stuff like that, it helps to combat the spread of the virus. So I wanted to go into a little more details with it, but I understand what you're saying about the 2 minutes time, so I'll just wrap it up there.
All right then, brethren. One love, yeah? Thanks for the call.
all right, thank you.
One love, great. It's read. It's 91.9, 91.5, www.realfmgrenada.com. 4420175. That's both the landline and also the WhatsApp number that you can call in on the opening of the clothing factory in Pearls.
Yeah.
That took place?
I know, yes.
Yeah, the Prime Minister was there.
The Prime Minister was there.
Prime Minister was there.
Yeah. And I know it is functional at present.
So what's happening there? What are the services that they're offering?
Okay, the school uniforms and
What
such.
are they? Okay, how would I know that? I don't live there. How do I know that?
Okay, Andre, that is why, we always say,
Who we?
But
On
Andrew
this
looking for a
program.
billboard.
You have
What
mice
now?
in your pocket?
on this program here,
Uh,
we always say,
uh,
send the information,
Send what?
call in,
No,
and let the people know.
Send no information.
understand?
You may call. You have an
Call
opportunity
in.
to call
Yeah.
and speak to what is happening. You ain't sending no information. Nobody working with you here. I don't know that. You may call. And we'll definitely, even if we have to go past the 4 o'clock hour to entertain your call, yes. But you ain't sending no information. If you working with them, but you send it to you, you go read it.
So what did they want to send information to you?
That's what he's saying, not me.
But Andre, okay, let's go on for, right?
I just like to let you
Yes.
guys know that we have them in the coop, so we had to try to change to rearrange. We not be able to improve the intelligence, but we go rearrange the ignorance. The set of them, boy, what, A set of them, they coming in faster.
No, they have
furious.
to. They have to.
Yeah.
You
Come
know?
in.
No, Collins had said about the bathroom and toilet, eh?
Yeah, it's a good,
You
good
know?
observation. Eh?
What, this program was a very good initiative by the government, to enhance, people's life. And KB,
Yeah.
that is where, as I said, you could see whose interest
Yes.
you seek.
Secure interest, yeah.
Yeah. You
Who
understand?
secure interest?
Because before this thing was implemented, the amount of young ladies who got pregnant
Behind toilet,
in going outside and bathing in the night,
Masanto.
Masanto, You know how much offenses have been committed.
You really said that?
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So now what, yeah?
You really said
We have to make sure what, yeah, and applaud the government
Yeah.
for such a program.
Yeah, you have a lot of men lost the woman because the woman go outside in the night. I know that.
You really said that? Good afternoon. I didn't believe you said that. Good afternoon.
A fact.
Good afternoon, Mr. Andrew Donald.
Good afternoon, Cammy.
And good afternoon to Mr. Bullal and to Mr. The next Mr. there was just an
Mr.
Thomas.
Thomas.
Afternoon, Miss
Good
Cammy.
afternoon. I can't hear nothing. I have to answer, listen to you on my phone, listening to the program,
Okay, that's good.
I'm not getting on the radio.
Okay.
But anyhow, I was listening. I listened to the man, maybe person from America
Yes.
that called me. Well, I want to say good afternoon to Grenadians, home and abroad. I was listening to this program. Yolan, good afternoon. Miss Jacob, everybody. And Andre,
Hey.
the mister was talking about the bathroom.
Uh-huh.
Andrea, had some material, I bought this material and I had it for months. And I saw some people a day passing around and they was doing a neighborhood. And then they go our next neighbor. And I asked the man, I said, Mister, how much you going to charge me to put up a little bathroom for me? He said, Miss Cammy, we have a program. We're going from house to house. If you have the material, we build it. Or the government has said, I said, well, I have the material. And the Mr. came and he watched what I had. What I didn't have, I had to submit it. And Andre, a wonderful bathroom. And they did a lot of people in the Busheju area. They put on a bathroom for them. This government and the NNP government, they put up a lot of people bathroom. They fix people place. Grenadians listen. And a lot of y'all know that and all you not saying nothing. All you not letting the other people know. So when I hear people say the government do not, it just hurt me. It has really hurt me, Scammy. Because I know Mr. Donald and Mr. Bullal and Mr. Batty, the amount of people in this country here that get house repair, they get toilet put on in the house, they get road where they living, where I was living. In Bushes, there was a truck. And now we have a roundabout. And we have nice road. And they have houses on the hill. Well paid, nice lawn. Grenadians under the NNP government. And I know in other villages and other communities, I see on this GIS, they just have a program that will show you where they build schools, where they build places in Karaku, where they build in Vasali. That is how I see what they do. Where they build in Lavery, where they build drains. Come on, Grenadians. Papa can go punish all you. And other places. Look by me here. They build a school. They just cut the grass there this weekend. To me, the trend might come in. I don't know if it's next week or when. You understand? And other part in Grenada, Karaku, and P.T. Martini under the NNP government. Grenadians are there in Grenada. I was in the sea, you know. I come in to read the Scott. Was I in the sea? I used to in the front line. You understand? And then do this kind of work as what the NNP government doing. Instead, we don't like the NNP party, but my God, we say we're a Christian nation. You understand? Let us speak of the good things. So God will bless them all you and I'll speak the truth.
I can't.
Have a good evening, Grenada.
Thanks for calling, Cam. Your song so sweet this evening.
Yes.
Yes, thanks
Thank
for
you.
calling.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for calling.
One of these days.
Yeah.
Yes.
To speak about Mr. David and in the agriculture because I hear they give me fire. and he meet a lot of things in agriculture and he couldn't sit in a day or in a month.
All right,
So
take
I must
care.
have patience with him.
Thank
Have
you.
a good evening.
Thank you, Cam. Blessed.
Bye bye. I can't get Andrew one down you radio. So I could get picked so I could make the contribution.
Don't worry. I'll
Have a
sort
good
you out.
evening.
I'll sort you out.
Yolanda, I love you. Bye bye.
All right, bye-bye.
You know, every time she call, it's Yolan she call, you know. Something about Yolan.
No,
she like
No, she knew Yolan long before.
But
She
she,
knew Yolan long before you.
But she didn't-
Before the population got to know about Ambassador Smith,
yeah.
Camille knew her. Camille is like a family friend. Well, not like Camille is a family friend. They're really, really tight. Seriously, they're really, really tight. Believe you me on that. Good afternoon.
Good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon to all the gentlemen.
Good afternoon,
afternoon,
Chief.
sir.
How are you doing?
I'm there. Last week when Mr. Terry Forrester was campaigning for the leadership of the party, he told the nation that he's capable of being the leader of the party from his experience with the NMP, because he has served on almost every board and he has the capacity to be the political leader. Today, I heard Mr. Terry Forrester telling the nation now that he knew that he would not have won. And he knew he couldn't win, but he was showing them he wanted us to show Grenada and the democracy of the NDC. I mean, I heard people say that he's a spin doctor. That is not spin. That is not bouncer nada. I don't know what it is. How you could tell the people no that you knew you would not have won after you tell when you tell them that you have the capacity to be the leader, and he's saying no. Oh, he knew he could not have won, and he just in the party over 2 years. No, you telling the nation that no. What does that, I mean? So, and you're talking about democracy. Where does that democracy come? And you get 6 people vote for you. Can you vote for yourself? 7 vote out of a population of over 400 persons supposed to be taking part. You should be ashamed of yourself. The gentleman should have been ashamed of himself to go back on radio today and say it's about democracy.
What are you really trying to imply? There is no democracy inside the NNP?
No, yes, that's what he's saying. Because he goes so far as to say that if he was in the NMP, if people in the NMP couldn't move from that stage, couldn't move up to the stage that he had moved up.
So how when he become public relations?
In 2 years' time, he was able to move up to the NDC to become a campaigner for the political leader.
Clifford, when he became the public relation officer for the NNP, they appoint him or people elect him?
He was elected.
He was elected. And I remember at a general council meeting, he asked to decline to give him some time to go and do some private business. He was voted back, and he asked to decline from the from being the public relation officer. No, in other words, the people had so much choice with him that they didn't want to take him out at all.
You see, and I have a problem in trying to understand when Terry speaks to democracy. When every single one of the persons who are vying for the position as leader of the party was asked to step down.
Yeah.
Every single one of them, including Terry. He was asked. He just went in knowingly that he gonna lose anyway. So and they just didn't bother with him. Do you understand?
But he should be knowingly
that fall down Clifford, knowing that Philip Tellerson knew he was gonna lose, but he went in anyway. They knew that they were gonna lose, but the fact remains that they asked them to step down. And the reason why they wanted them to step down, KP, was simply this, was to have Deacon unopposed.
Yeah.
They wanted to give him that same thing that Keith Mitchell has, unopposed, but they did not get that. And I'm telling you, they hate Terry and they hate Telesford for not giving Deacon the opportunity
to run unopposed. Because what they had is manage democracy.
Yes.
And let me tell you, I attend very much.
All right. Don't waste your 2 minutes, eh?
Yes.
Go on.
General council meeting. And I remember every general council meeting where officer up for grabs. Dr. Keith Mitchell is up for grabs just as everybody. to see that Jacksonville just the position is always published and it's up for grabs. And the people that put him there.
You choose not to oppose him.
That's right. And I could testify to that.
Okay. Thank you, Clifford.
Thank you.
All the best.
All the best, bro. But you see, KB, you see now, in control democracy, you understand? You always see that. You understand? But now, they want to give people the impression
that they own is democratic,
yeah,
them is free.
Free and fair. You understand? No.
They went as far as to threaten delegates, you know.
You understand?
Who attempt to challenge their authority.
But
they pressure them to step down.
But this guy, there's a guy who was interviewed by Callistra on her program on The Narrative, which is heard on WPG 10.
Make it clear.
And while he did not say that that Nazim was asked to stand down, he didn't say that. What he did say is that they, in the constituency of St. George Northwest, they were not given the link to participate in the convention, not until about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, when everybody, those who were there, who had gathered to take part, would have already left. So if you talk in democracy, then what are you talking? His name is, what's his name? Somebody sent me the
Nimrod.
name. Yeah, but somebody sent me his full name. I think it has to do with, okay, let me see. Nimrod Wade Phillip.
Yeah.
That's his full name. He said, that hey, they were locked out. Basically, they did not get a chance. Yeah. So how then can you claim the
democracy at the highest level?
Yeah. How can you put it this way? You're worse than the NNP. Why are you worse? Because you making a mockery of democracy, man.
But Andre,
tell me.
If a tree fall in the forest, you
the state of
the world is wrong. You know what's going on?
Who's interesting?
There's no impact. You understand? So
I want to Andre Donald, you heard of Pastor Stanford Simon Outbus, and my friend took off that song Bite Man, and he keep playing it.
Why do you call this guy your friend?
Who's that? He?
The guy.
But me and him is not enemy. We just not politically friend. But when we meet, me and him chat. I meet him in Karaoke, we chat. We meet him the other one, no enemy.
No, I'm not saying you have enemy. I just ask you why you may have that.
Yeah. Not no personal friend, but when we meet, we chat. But I will let him get away with those remarks, and yeah. I want to show some light. Somebody calling?
No, go ahead.
I saw on this Stanford Simon.
There's somebody online.
Stanford Simon.
You want to take the call?
Take the line.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Donald.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, KB and Richard.
Good afternoon, bro.
Yes. One of the concerns that I always have with some of the development, especially in St. Andrews, that is going on, I have a concern for security and the RGPF in terms of, yes, you can say they have more room to move about, but their work is cut out more for them because of the availability of access roads throughout St. Andrews. Now, I say that to make the point that, in particular, the last 6 or 7 years, we have seen the infrastructural development in St. Andrews, within the belly of St. Andrews, right, being developed. The living standard, the quality of living for persons have become much better based on the amount of work that has been done throughout the entire St. Andrews, the 4 constituencies. And I really want to applaud the 4 women who continue to manage and to ensure St. Andrews people get the best. Now, there are complaints about all the developments about the town Grenville itself. But that is coming. And so, but the important thing, right, that these MPs concentrated on is to ensure that the individual household, right, their constituents have a better life. And what better way to do that by helping them through the infrastructural development, through programs for our young people, such like the Empower program, right, the Emani, and so on. I can definitely tell you that St. Andrews has got its share. You have a long way to go, right? But I must compliment the 4 parliamentary representatives, right, who have done more than their share to ensure that the people of St. Andrews is taken care of. You know, and that's just my contribution.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, brother.
Well
Thank
said,
you.
well
Thank
said.
you.
Cami, I want you to call me right. Cami, I have some information for you. I hope you're listening. And if somebody's listening, you know Cami's number, ask her to give me a call. Please, Cami, you need to call me back. I got some very interesting or very nice bit of information for you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, Mr. Donald, and good afternoon to you, KB,
Good afternoon.
and my other friend. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Last week I was jealous when we was talking about all Grenada, the work improvement in Grenada, what the NNP done under the NNP government, and Wing Carriacou, we didn't have no one to speak of Carriacou. This week I pick up the mantle and I'm talking to you, telling you about the great things our minister did in Carriacou. A lot of things she done for herself, and a lot of things the baton has been passed on to her, and she carrying the baton and she never dropped it yet. And we give God thanks for her. Mr. Donald, she done wonderful things. She done the Hillsborough playing field. Sorry, let me go from the top here. Let me tell you, right. The project, the Cherry Feeder Road project completed as the road. The project in its 10-month duration saw the construction of over 3,000 feet of concrete road and drains, as well as major retaining wall. And the Bishop College reconstruction project, that was done by the Caribbean Development Bank, CDB, funded it. 10.8 million construction project. This project, which is part of the Grenada Educational Enhancement Project, yeah? And the Princess Royal Smart Hospital. You notice they call it Princess Royal Smart Hospital. It's not just Princess Royal anymore. It received a major upgrade of the Pan American Health Organization by PAHO. UK funded at 1.5 million smart hospital project for the island. The smart hospital project involved the installation of smart electrical appliances, new windows and doors, fire alarms, detection system, disability access, lockers, heating, ventilation and air conditioning system and roofing, all which will make the facility disaster ready and water efficient. And also the upliftment of the Hillsborough Health Center received a complete makeover, smarting under the implementation of the Pan American Health Organization PAHO also. I'm going a bit fast because I've got a limited time. It was funded by the United Kingdom Department for International Development at the tune of $1.8 million. The transformation project involved the installation of a new roof, in and outer walls, windows and doors, water tank and pump, fuel tank and generator, covered vanity and plumbing, electrical and air conditioning system. And the Dumfries low-income housing project. Oh God, government has delivered on its promise to provide safe and affordable housing for the people in Carriacou. 100 China Aid low-income housing unit were handed over on the Sister Isles in May. I was there. This was wonderful, Mr. Donald. And also, so the playing field in Carriacou sporting event will soon be held tonight at the island of the most central sporting facilities. Major projects, Mr. Donald. Prospect Hall Power Station, 700 feet concrete road and box drain. The Brandier Road, 300 feet concrete road. Boseju Back Road, 365 feet concrete road and slipper drain. The bottom of Lauriston Road, 450 feet concrete road and slipper drain. Leyte Main Road, over 2,600 feet of concrete road and expansion drainage. Top Lauriston Drain, 160 feet box road. Mount Pleasant Road, 600 feet concrete road and box drain. Brunswick Mangrove Road, 429 feet concrete road and slipper drain. I will leave P.T. Matnick for next week, please, God, because there's a lot to talk about, and I don't want to use up my 2 minutes. So our minister is working, Mr. Donald. She's working extremely hard.
Well,
and
it's nice to know that. It's
yes,
really
it's
nice
nice.
to know
We're
that.
supporting her all the way. If you see Carriacou is transforming, before you know it, I mean, when you come to the people, you do need a God to guide you around, because it will transform under the new national party, right? This is the NNP. So let us pray for our Prime Minister that they'll be able to carry on and bring the benefit to we Carriacou, Grenada, and P.T. Matnick. Have a good day, Mr. Donald.
You
Next
too.
week I'll be talking to you about P.T. Matnick. Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you,
God bless
thank
you.
you,
Bye-bye.
thank
Have a
you.
nice
We're so grateful. You are
Thank you.
real Buffalo. That is NNP Buffalo.
That is
And
information.
That is information.
That is information, bro.
Man, I tell you,
Figures and distance.
performance beat
Old
old
talk.
talk.
Yeah.
Performance beat old talk. Eh?
And they always saying that NNP ain't doing nothing.
But the same thing I tell you.
NNP ain't doing nothing.
Okay. Why don't get your knickers twisted? Or you get
I
so
get
excited?
goosebumps.
Are you getting so excited? Good afternoon.
Yeah, call back, Mr. Donald. Somebody call me and
Go on,
tell
you
me
call.
you can call back.
Yes, I say call because somebody do send me a message and say they go drop a radio for you tomorrow. Don't buy.
All right, darling. Thank
No,
you.
no, darling,
And I
no,
hope when I
darling.
get that, I hope when I get that radio now, I could listen to you.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just telling
Yeah.
you. Somebody say go drop a radio for you between
Yeah.
tomorrow and Tuesday. They drop, so don't buy.
Yeah, before I go,
Yeah, well, go.
Mr. Donald,
Yes, love.
in Bushes today, you have a road somebody pass through. Go up on the hill. That they do that road and it was not right on the main. And I never know all these big houses of the year. Nice road. Grenadians got to speak out and say what this government do. Let's be real.
Thank you.
All right, later, babes. All right,
Bye-bye.
then. Bye.
Everything I did. This Buffalo from Carriacou. Oh gosh, you make my day. You give me goosebumps. Performance beat old talk. How could you see in those things? How could you feel in those things? How could you walking on this road and still see the government haven't done anything? How could you argue with people like that?
But still, even though you pass around, right, you will see a lot of small businesses opening, and it's because the government have created the atmosphere
for it.
you know, for people, and the people feel comfortable. You understand? In investing in. You understand? So people now will say, okay, I am quite satisfied that the government has created an atmosphere that I can take risks at now. You understand? So now most people open small business and not to say
Remember one
everybody is waiting on government to provide jobs.
Remember
atmosphere?
one thing. It is the greater good carry forward. You don't even know, eh? The greater good for the greater number. Do you understand? That's what it is here.
Yes.
When you do the hospital, it's the greater good for who? The people of Carriacou,
People
P.T.
Matnick, yeah.
Smart hospital, the greater good for the greater number. When you do the roads, it's the greater good. The road is done
Exactly.
for who? The people.
The people.
Do you understand?
Some
When
people.
you have the thing in the I'll just in Pearls, talk about the clothing factory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the greater good for what? The greater number. What, man?
What would you do with people who doesn't concern about truth and reality?
No, but
What you will do with people that don't concern
on.
about truth and reality?
No, but
KB, I will take them on.
But you also have done another thing that people not realizing. CBI and many other things. These things are handled by who, KB? By corporate lawyers, eh?
Yeah.
So if NNP did not create the atmosphere, Deacon would not be the millionaire he is today.
No.
He wouldn't be.
We create the
Atmosphere
the-
was created for him, and it's good.
Yes, man.
And it's nice to see him stepping forward in the politics.
Yeah.
However, I say quickly to him, let's keep it factual.
And civil. And see
Because once you start off by saying that there have been no changes
Since
since
1983.
1983, I mean, Reggie,
Yeah, you
start off
no,
very
you're hitting
wrong.
under the belt.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what we don't like is how you could deal with people who don't concern about truth and reality.
But KB, one thing I can remember that my mom told me, Richard, keep your words soft and sweet. For in the case you have to eat it, You understand? So I always try that whenever I speak to persons, you understand? Or I relate to persons, you understand? That I speak to them sweet, nice, so they can accept it. You understand?
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that when ignorant screams, intelligence moves on. I like that one.
442-0175. Good afternoon. How you doing?
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon, man.
Hello?
Hello, go right ahead.
Yes. Listening to your program there, boss, you know, it leaves me with a lot of things to think about as it relates to the politics, the quality of politics that reigns in this country. You know, if we really, as true, honest Grenadians, should say something as we see it, speak of something as we see it, I think it will do us better if we aspire to be politicians than we try to be as we do it now. When you speak of a government being in office for a number of years and done nothing, which you live in the country for all the years the government have been there. You never travel, even though you're traveling not for long, you've been back. So nobody have to tell you, you could see, you didn't come back blind. Like a few unfortunate who went and come back blind. You didn't come back blind. You came back here, you could have seen. And you keep telling people for the reign of this government that is presently here, you can't see anything that they do. You can't speak of anything that they do. You know, it makes me a little bit to wonder why you putting yourself in this position to want people to look at you as somebody that you should really trust in the line of politics, in the level of politics. You know, it really, really speaks ugly when it tells me that all the years gone by, when all government ministries was all over St. George in all different buildings, government was paying hundreds and hundreds of thousands every year for rents all over the place. And a government with a vision and looking for development, fit to put a ministerial complex in the Botanical Garden in St. George's, where one could go there and go to all the ministries doing the business, costing them very little when it comes to movements. And you does not see that as achievement. You does not see that as development.
Yeah.
Speaking as the development of the people for the people,
Mm-hmm.
you does not see that. Well, I know something has to be wrong. And you're putting yourself in position telling me that, you know, you want people to see you as somebody that they should trust to make you a part of our business. Our business is not no papi show, you know. The running of Grenada is not a papi show, as a lot of your guys try to make it sound right now. When you really and truly sit down and look at Grenada, remember it very well where Grenada was from 1984 come to this time that we in. And there is so many things that could be spoken about when it comes to Grenada. You know, you must forget sometimes, you know, because a little thing didn't happen, you know. No little bit of things is happening in Grenada, you know. A lot of things went on. And sometimes you don't even forget it's NMP that did. Of course, they do plenty of things in this country. So much. I mean, you know, the honest truth is that it's only the NMP that did things when it comes to the development of this country, you know. All the other government that was wrong. It was a bunch of cowards, you know. They never wanted to take chance to do nothing, you know.
You're so correct.
They never wanted to take chance to do anything. And when they was there and the opposition side looking at Dr. Mitchell doing so many things, they were criticizing him and saying he's a gambler, they call him all kind of a degrading him. But that didn't stop him because his purpose for being there was to see Grenada go forward, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It was about himself. Dr. Mitchell got long. The amount of things people say about him, he didn't have no family to defend. He didn't really say, I'm going to resign because I'm trying to save my family's name and their reputation. He didn't care about that. He cared about Grenada because the amount of people actually come after him and resign from one or two little things because they name calling this and they name calling that. He name call him Bantarant, he name call him this, he name call him that, he name call all over Grenada. America, England, Canada. And that didn't stop him. Look at him today. So the leader he is today, he didn't come just like that. They didn't run go and beg him and tell him, we know you have a little money, so come and support the party and make us look good as a leader.
That 2 minutes literally spoiled it.
Yes.
But you sung so good, boy. I didn't want that 2 minutes in that tal.
So Dr. Mitchell being the leader he is now, is not anybody begging him and pushing him because they believe he might be able to get money some way and come to make us look good. Because the more whoever you have to spend money to run this country. Campaign money can't run our country 110 for country running. And that's the problem a lot of them guys are having, and they have before and they will have it again if ever that should happen. Because they're not speaking about the future of this country, they're speaking the future of the party. And that is Dr. Mitchell's differences with them. Have a good evening, boss.
Thank you,
bro. Thank you.
Well, this callers these days giving me goosebumps.
That's serious, man.
Oh, you man, and not then right to the fact. Listen, the problem with the other parties, they have.
Oh, KB, I just got a message here from my good brethren, Master Carl. Alright, and Master Carl say, yo, I listening here, and your callers and them, they preaching. He said 2 minutes not enough. You have to do so and change that.
Yes, sir. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. 3 minutes.
He said 2 minutes not
enough because even the caller from Karakou, she was trying to get so much in one time.
So here's what.
We go to 3 minutes.
Yeah. Master Carl, thank you.
Yeah, because the eyes have it.
Yeah.
The eyes have it, bro. The eyes have it.
Good afternoon. How you doing?
Good afternoon. I didn't want no 3 minutes. I just called to complain.
Go ahead.
Messi, I used to get invited. I stopped getting invitation. That's all I'm calling to say.
Invitation to what? To this program?
Boss man. Okay, we hear you.
To this program.
To this program?
KB, you don't remember if you invited to come to this program?
How you mean?
That was then. This is now.
Yeah, and you should give a good account of yourself because you're you're resourceful in the video,
You know, you afraid me,
And you know ordinary.
Afraid overshadow you. I've been listening to guys. I mean, the program is a good one.
Okay, thank you.
Talking to people, letting them know what are the facts. And I think you guys could handle it. You really need me, but in case you want me, I'll accept the invitation. Have a good evening.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Your internet home working better in the office?
I'm in the office.
Oh, you're in the office?
Okay, take care.
Take care, well, thanks.
While some political party have one messenger, NNP have a lot of messengers. We have in Carrico, we have in Shantimel, we have all over.
The lady that called you from Carrico, she's from Shantimel. That's Taz's cousin. Taz's cousin.
You want the blood, boy?
Yo, that's what Buffalo go all about. I tell you, that is the problem we have. They have one messenger. The only messenger they have is.
You usually listen to the radio, right?
Yeah.
She prays on Friday mornings.
Okay.
That's the same one.
Okay.
Good afternoon. How you doing?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
In connection
so we got the 3 minutes now. Let me let you know. You got the 3 minutes. Eh?
Okay.
Right.
In connection with what Mr. Stanford Simon said last week Sunday, and people have contracts in it in a different form.
KB has his view on it. I have my view. So we can when you finish, we'll give you a view. Then KB will give his view.
I personally have no problem, or very little problem, if at all, with what Pastor Simon said, and I think he was in place.
He was in place.
He was in place to see what he said. Doc, if you follow what Pastor Simon said, Dr. Mitchell said anything in Parliament. Dr. Mitchell said that this will be his last. So, if it will be his last, then you need a successor. And all Pastor Simon was saying that there should be a successor. And Dr. Mitchell said before that he would not handpick a successor. So if that's the only thing
I could stop you right there.
If Pastor Simon wanted Dr. Mitchell to use a handpick, then Dr. Mitchell said that he's not prepared for that, but he's prepared to go. So people jump in and say, oh, well, what he's saying, he was telling him it's time to go and whatnot. The man himself say it's time for him to go. So I don't find Mr. Pastor Simon said anything wrong, more than if he expect Dr. Mitchell to handpick
Dr. Mitchell says he's not handpicking.
All right.
Play your game.
I got
if they tell you you're good for the team, okay, don't do like Terry.
All right.
Going to get 7.
All right, take care.
Thank you.
My take on that, okay, Mr. Stanford Simon is entitled to his opinion. We can't tell him do say that. But that is the Prime Minister call. Which Grenadian trusts Dr. Mitchell judgment because of his past record. He always to the point. You understand? And it's a matter of strategy and tactics. Do you expect Dr. Mitchell to name a successor in front of election? Let's suppose Dr. Mitchell go and say, I want Kennedy Budlal to be my successor. You want Thunder to roll in this country? Let's suppose he name. Let's say, all right, I'm going to name Mr. Philip from St. Patrick's. Those people who want to see Miss Emlyn Pierre as the successor must vex. Let's suppose you say around I want Peter David. Do you think Miss Emlyn Pierre people will satisfy? Let's suppose in front of election you say around I'm going to name Miss Yolan Hasford. The others will upset and the people will be kind of deflated and don't have the kind of zeal and enthusiasm to work in the next election. Dr. Mitchell is the smartest, the most intelligent one, and he understands when he have to make that decision. That Stanford can call on him and say, make it no. No, he entitled to his opinion. But Dr. Mitchell is the best judge. He's the best thinker.
He knows politics.
He knows politics.
Yeah.
He's the best at his game. He knows when to make that choice, that call. You can't go and make a call. No, next thing the man go and name me and Andrea as successor. You want Thunder roll? No. He have to wait after the election and name a successor. And not now.
Name?
They elect a successor after the election. You can't do that now. No. You want to please everybody now. You want every hand on deck. You want to go inside a united. You don't want to go inside it with some gripe and some vex and please
and division.
And division.
No.
What kind of thing is that?
No.
You want to go inside a united and to perform at a maximum with distinction. You want more vote now than any other time. We win by 10,000. Next election, we want to win by 15,000. So you can't make that mistake. Yes, Stanford Simon, you're entitled to your opinion. No one could tell you, don't say that. But we disagree with you in attempting to direct Dr. Mitchell
to the teeth.
Name a successor. Yeah. That is not your call. That's Dr. Mitchell call. I done with Stanford Simon.
You went to church this morning, meaning you, Richard. You usually go to church every Sunday.
Yes, I usually go to church, Andre.
I used to go to church, and the among the church services I attended on Sunday, I used to attend 5 and 6 on a Sunday. So right now, I make up. So
how you going?
You can't catch me.
Okay.
But I do remember Archdeacon Huggins is passed now, but he was the first person that I used to listen when it came to religious teachings. Almost became a priest. Don't know what kind of priest I was gonna make, but I almost became one. And Archdeacon Huggins, I remember him preaching one time, and what he was preaching, I think it was taken from somewhere in Matthew. Don't remember exactly where in Matthew, but I also believe that that particular type of scripture, that piece of scripture is also in Luke. Don't remember where, but I know it's in Matthew and Luke. And it had to do with taxes. And it was something that was thrown at Jesus, I'll put it that way. And he said, to paraphrase the whole thing, he said, give unto Caesar the things that are Caesar's, and give unto God the things that are God. Now, while I would understand and appreciate a pastor may have a particular political leaning, and therefore when he speaks to his congregation, not openly come out, but when he speaks to his congregation, you probably will get a message that he's telling you to go left or he's telling you to go right, because he's supposed to guide you, right? The pastor in the church. But there's nowhere in the Bible that it says that the pastor in the church had to control the state. So who is Stanford Simon? When Jesus say, not me, the fella in the Bible had say to them, Caesar handle your party, you handle God party. You understand? So in the Bible, it made it clear that church and state separate. Stanford, you are church. And too many times, that's not the first time, you know. Stanford has done this before. When Stanford was on or in the camp of the National Democratic Congress, he demonized Keith Mitchell. We forgave him, and we still forgive him. Do you understand? And we accepted him with open arms, and we still love him. Because the new National Party led by Keith Mitchell is about Grenadians and the betterment of Grenadians. So thank you, Stanford. Welcome to our fold. You came in, and we appreciate you. But that does not make you the individual. You nor no one else can tell Keith Mitchell how to do this thing. He has said, Keith Mitchell has said, I am saying to you, I am ready to leave. I am ready to leave. I need to see who is coming forward. You understand? I need to see who is coming forward. You have to. And he has done this time around. Even before Stanford blah blah him out.
Dr. Mitchell said he going.
This time around in Parliament, he say, hey, that is it. You know. This is my last elections. He said that.
Yes.
This is my last elections. That is what Keith Mitchell said in Parliament. He didn't say, well, I didn't know the time coming. He didn't say that. And he said, this is the last one. So he gave them a timeline. You know?
Yes. Yes. And we trust his words. We trust his words.
Would Stanford like for someone in the church to do so, or someone in another church to say, hey, time for Stanford to hush him out on the radio?
Or go. Time
for go?
Or
do pastors have a timeline?
He have a successor?
Do pastors have a timeline?
No, at any age.
Stanford, let me tell you something. I've been very honest with you. You're a brethren, I know you, I respect you and everything, but don't let me say things about you that I will regret. Don't do that. Don't do that.
You get the appearance he was pressuring Dr. Mitchell.
What Stanford them want to do is to pressure the man to do so and select somebody within the party. You might use the word select somebody within the party.
And they say he's dictator.
And you understand? But
Dr. Mitchell say I have nothing to give. I have nothing to give. You have to emerge. You have to emerge.
Leaders emerge.
I don't handpick nobody.
Succession planning is not an easy thing, you know. That is not an easy thing, you know, KB. And they have to understand that. Stanford, more than anybody, should understand that. He has built an empire from the dust, and I'm speaking about his church. Brilliant. Somebody in church do stand up and tell you to leave. Time for you to leave the church, Stanford. What would you do?
Ask him who is his successor.
Who is your successor there?
Me? Nah, why? No, I don't want to succeed no church. With a politician, why?
Yo.
Succeed no church.
Stanford, don't do that.
I don't like when people
do that.
want to insult the Prime Minister and tell him, it's time for you to go.
So-
NLP people don't want Dr. Mitchell go. Dr. Mitchell say going. NLP people say, where you going? Where you going? Dr. Mitchell say, every politician must have a life after politics.
Good afternoon. How you doing?
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, sir.
And I'm listening to you all the now concerning Stanford Simon. And this man...
You getting 3 minutes this time, eh?
Yeah, I will never forget Stanford Simon behavior with Dr. Mitchell at the time of 2004, before the 2008 election, And, so what he's saying, ain't come as no surprise. Even though he was around Dr. Mitchell after he came back in 2013. There is things you expect from certain people, and don't play you don't know them. So that is not of any surprise. I was listening, your guy was speaking about the road walk, the asphalt gangs and stuff. And I remember very well before the 2008 election, there was a lot of asphalt gang members that wanted the NMP to go. They thought it was time for NMP to go. They get fed up on the tired. I think what I was saying to myself, I see these guys on them as lazy. They didn't want to work. So they want one NMP and they can't work, and that's better for them. NMP gone, they got it no work. They was more or less become other workers. Looking for 1 or 2 days work in a man's garden. I lean around the place because NDC closed down the asphalt program. That work didn't continue in Grenada. All road went bad. There was no idea of where they're getting oil to fix the road. Matter of fact, they left everything like that. They didn't bother. It's the first time I see people put back concrete in the road to match with asphalt as patching the road, I saw that under NDC government, That wasn't done literally by the government. People who really didn't have a choice put the concrete here and there in the road to make it kind of a motorable for them to drive without getting the vehicle damaged. That happened under the NDC 2008 to 2013, So the asphalt gang right now performing well because material is made available. They only go to the Port Airport. It's thousands of barrels of oil along there to get asphalt for the gangs that are doing the cold mix. And then you see the trucks coming from St. George's with the hot mix as well. That is when the government is putting out to see that things happen for your country. And they want to see the best for the people that is living there. So that is the nature of the NNP. That is who NNP is all about. And the talk about Dr. Mitchell being there long. This being there long is not Dr. Mitchell being there long because he wants to be there long, Because they should remember it's a democratic process that has went on time and time again, and the Grenadian people have been satisfied with what they was getting from Dr. Mitchell as the Prime Minister of this country. If they was not satisfied, you would have never made to be the longest serving Prime Minister in this country. He wasn't put there by no gun. He didn't want to take over no country and change no constitution and do nothing wrong. He did everything democratically correct.
As you say, the people are put him there.
So I don't see why some people making noise. Fine, if you have your gripes with the man, you hate and you have with that custom thing, and you have your gripes, we don't have a problem with that, But the man has been given a duty to carry out, and he's doing it in a perfect way. Because only when the NMP is there, business people could speak about building extended business. As I'm speaking, look at the asphalt young guys and them just passing home. Sunday, they're going home now. Saturday on them, they're going home from the road. Only when the NMP is there, these things and them is happening. I just say the business people is crying out and they want them, Deacon Mitchell. I say, which business really they are speaking about? There is a lot of different business, There is business that doesn't really pertain as to the development of people. And there's business that is really about the advancement and the development of country, So the business that I'm speaking about, it could have been out of business that doesn't really mean nothing good for Grenada. So these people really want Deacon to come to continue what they know about. But the business we know about what NNP is taking care of right about now.
People's business, boy.
It's the best to remain there is the NNP to take care of it because only when the NNP is there,
you see life, man.
These things will be happening.
Yeah.
And a lot of people hate alike. They never do better than when NNP is there.
Yes.
Never do better because I know people have businesses and close it down, literally close it down when NDC was there. I check shops from where I live in the community. More than 14 small shops was closed down in the community in which I live. Only 2 were able to survive because of the people, of the nature of the people who they have other things to survive. they could have hang on and keep it there going.
Where are you located?
I located in St. John, Northeast Pearls to be exact.
Pearls, all right.
Yeah. I remember when I traffic man told me, boy, right, oh, every week I'm buying $40 a bacanet. Right, that was in the reign of the NDC, $40 a bacanet and $1 of wings. The bacanet selling out within a fortnight or in a week, but he's selling the bacanet very quick. But the wings stay in a whole month and he don't sell in a box. He said the smoker in there again are selling the smoking body by the quarter pound. So the smoker on the bacanet was the fastest selling boy. Yet wasn't fast enough to see him to survive in the business, He was only surviving because there was a little means of survival. So he only keep the shop open because he has that business he was trying to secure. NMP would have been back. He sure NMP would have come back. And he fight it to the end. The others wouldn't make it. Unfortunately, they also closed down. Right now, to pass through again. Our man is up and running again. Back and open. There is one another brother kings up with the NDC. He blow Shirley big drum and NDC with that. And I told him that, I said, partner, I ain't giving you 6 months. You got to close on that, Because remember, who's there? Not for poor people. And the money I'm spending here is poor people money. So you got to close down. He laugh. He say, well, the money in your pocket, are you saying? But one of his friends come and ask me, but you have goat mud, boy.
Man, please close down.
The man place close down and the man say, right now, if you're looking, you should be like a seal now because things bad, if you be like a place still. I said, I didn't wish that, I saw things were happening. I said, that is the nature of NDC. They've been there before. And this thing about NDC was the 5 years. NDC been enough for 10 years. If you count NMP years run, NDC the same way.
You're not talking prison time.
Yes, from 1990 to 95 and 2000 to 2013 it's NDC. So don't come and skip years and say it's a different leader.
All right.
It's the same party.
Time's up.
And thank you. Have a good afternoon.
All right, one love.
I
I want to let the people on the live. I want to let them know that I may not necessarily respond to you on the live. Not that I may not at all, but I would not at all. But I may not necessarily respond to you. There are people on the live who are gonna do so and deal with you. Do you understand? People like Vilma and Stephen Francis and Maria Alex and them go deal with you on the live. I don't have to deal with you on the live. Thanks, and with the fact that you're there, it tells me one thing. The fact that you're there tells me one thing, that we have started to crunch. You've started to feel. You know, there was a song that they used to sing. Stand up there and feel the weight of the revolt.
Yeah,
remember that?
Yeah, man.
They don't feel the weight, you know.
I didn't like that tune once, and one time I didn't like it again.
You understand? So, hey, I am not like other people to block you and no, we ain't blocking you. We want you there.
Yeah.
Because there are those Landon, Jane and Maria and all of them, they're going to deal with you. I do have to do so and deal with you. You have people there for that. That is these people's job. Cynthia and them go deal with you. You understand? We ain't really bothering you. Let them handle you. You know, I have other people to handle here, like on the WhatsApp and, you know, and conversation on air and stuff like that. Good? So don't worry. Don't feel like ignoring you. The fact that I ain't replying to you or whatever, I'm not ignoring you. It's just that you didn't reach up to that level. You are the same level with the guy who remained nameless. The same level, so they stay that day. Stand up there and feel the weight of Keith Mitchell. Morning, afternoon, good day.
Hello.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How you doing, Chief?
I'm fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You good?
What's your
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I do voting for Keith Mitchell to go nowhere.
You're voting for you to go? Speak.
Strong leader because the man, remember, they call the man Jonah, you know, the man doesn't read the interview, the man has time for you to go because they call the man Jonah. I don't want the man to go nowhere. Listen to me, Lieutenant. In 1980, I was anti-NMP from since 1984, you know. In Keith Mitchell, let me tell you, in Walbot constituency here. If you listen, you go laugh, eh? So there, I want to see when the man win the first time and maybe see that the man dissolve parliament and the man come back and give grade and 15. You see the boy? That boy has to run grade. So that man has to run grade. So really actually I was from the member of the NDPM, so I suppose him big time in the constituency. So and the brother know me, the brother know I love my politics. I eat and drink politics. I don't want the boy to go nowhere.
But the man say he ready to go?
But yeah, he saying what he wants, yes. Yes, I mean, he saying what he wants, he had the time already. And if he just relax, come back, Grey and giving him still. They're giving him what he did, they're giving him. Not too busy, you know. Listen.
And listen.
They're going on Grey right now in a pandemic. What? That man use that one, you right here, he can make him out Grey there and walk how they want to walk, how they don't get, you know.
Yeah, I think that if it wasn't that pandemic, you would have really punked that place. But he's still able to survive and do his best.
Yeah, nobody do have you do have no leader emerge to get rid of Walbus.
Walbus, you got it?
You have no leader emerge here to get rid of Walbus.
Well, Walbus say time for it to go. You remember you were unfair to him, eh? He say the man say he must have a life. Eh?
The man in 2 man.
No, he's not in 2 man. He make it clear. No, he make it no. He make it clear. So watch.
It's okay. So if MPS come and shoot me, say man you can't go. Why you do?
No, but it's when the man say he must have a life after politics, and you unfair to him.
Come out on the street and say, Mr. Man, 15,000 or 20,000.
You're taking advantage on the man. So wait, let me ask you a question. Dr. Mitchell work hard.
Yeah.
And he save all that millions of dollars. You want the man to go in the grave and don't spend that money, but all the what is so why?
You know what I mean? Yeah.
The man had to go and spend the money.
Yeah, I mean, he had to go, but for me, you could make an egg.
Come again.
Yeah, next 2 years. Give the next 2.
Next 2 Tom? No man, boy, no man. Don't take advantage on the man so why. And not only. All right, take care.
Anytime you meet a man, the man go tell you, say man talk to you.
Yes.
Play the man, you know.
All right, take care, man.
I am strong. When I in the mountain, I am strong.
All right, take care.
Political man and the NP side.
All right, take care, Albert.
Okay. Continue the good works, bro.
Andrew is not only he that thinking so, you know.
You're the man called Kit Mitchell
Walbus.
Not he that thinks to know Dr. Mitchell's birthday is on the 12th.
I think, yeah.
On the 12th. And I know whenever he mention it to some NNP, you will witness a national defeat.
Nobody see no.
Weeping and moaning and national
but KB, you see,
when Dr. Mitchell say, amen, I had enough.
But persons have built the confidence.
And the man deliver?
Yeah, and the man delivered.
Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Man, great program, man. Y'all make my day.
Thank you.
Yes.
Send lunch. Send lunch.
Yeah. I just want to say.
Andre, put you on the cross, girl. Andre, putting you on the cross.
Don't worry, man. That's my good brother, man, from way back. I just want to say, despite all the historical elements of propaganda, you know, it's a historical group, a minority group. No matter what they come up with, when they come up with. But, you know, the people always teach them a lesson, I say the people. Now, I just want to say, I listening to one of the callers before, and was talking about when NNP is in office, you see the business people, the local persons of the community, they're doing very well in their business, the little shops and so on. And Kennedy, you know, you have a track record of that. And when it comes to the little man on the street getting a job, especially the Christmas time coming up, well, you know that you talk about because of the COVID. Yes, but we still have a lot of projects, and you listen, Minister Cox.
infrastructure minister talking about the amount that and said 230 projects, you know. And we could hear some of our people at the different constituency giving testimonies to that. And that is great. So when you look at this, a lot don't mind the COVID, but we see people are out there working. And that is what NNP and our Prime Minister and our parties at his administration concerned about, you know. So I believe that we have to do what we have to do, you know, and speak out and tell others about the good work and performance of our administration. I just want to leave two areas. When you look at science and technology, we look at the history, we look at the battle Dr. Mitchell had faced in the parliament earlier on, you know, historically, you know, one MP at a parliament say, "Why are you talking about computers? Why are you talking about libraries and so on?" And today, with the work that this administration has done with Mr. Gregory Bowen, P.S. Michael Pierre, and others, and the list goes on, and to see what happened. And when you listen to Minister Pierre in the Ministry of Education talking about where we are today in terms of the computerization of schools that our political leader and prime minister get attacked for. Look what happened with the COVID. We still not yet open back schools, you know. And when you look at the youth sports and tourism development, we see the building of the national stadium. I have to say, we got a lot of blows to that, you know. Why you building a stadium? Why Dr. Mitchell and the NNP want to build a stadium? What they're saying is too much money to invest in the young people. But we could see what had happened. The stadium showcased Grenada throughout the world. When you look at Kirani James and you look at the West Indies and England playing cricket, and the list could go on. So I just want to say, you know, let's support our NNP. Let us go out there and get our people to register. Let's do the work. Let's do the work. And I know we're securing the future for our generations.
Thank you.
Big up to our Prime Minister. And each and every one, collectively, individually, let's do what we have to do. And Andre, bless up and thanks for the program.
Thank you.
Thank you, Buffalo.
When Dr. Mitchell was under pressure, Dr. Stanley Cyrus said to me, "KB, you see this Mitchell guy? One day he will become Prime Minister of this country. He go make mistake, you know, but he go do thing. He go do thing."
Who's that, Stanley Cyrus?
Yes, he said Dr. Mitchell will make mistake.
Where is he? Did he die?
He died. Because he will take a risk. Because he's a businessman. He think like a businessman.
That's what is important, KB.
He will take a risk.
The risk.
Because those who don't make mistake is those that don't do anything.
But things taking place here in our life, you know, that, again, it proves your point, KB. The point that yourself and Richard has made. And it is something I know, but you were the one who raised it. Never, ever, ever
tease us.
You tease
the NNP. Don't do that.
Right, so a couple of people came onto the live, and you know I don't really bother with them. Yeah. But today I say, well, take them.
Don't tease us.
But look at
don't tease NNP. Don't do that. Don't make a mistake.
No.
Yeah.
Watch. Don't tease us.
Those people on the live, they're waiting for all who comment together and not commenting on the live.
No, you don't forget them.
Yeah, but they have people that are waiting for them to listen, and they're waiting like mappy peanut.
Andre, last program I said, we have some foot soldiers here that are ready for war.
Man, you so correct. The NDC have one messenger, you know. We have a lot of messengers, you know.
We have created foot soldiers.
What we train.
And we train them.
What you wonder, for instance, even my friend, you know, from Lafayette, Wayne James, they make call yet, you know, that is battle-tested soldiers, you know. We have soldiers that do call yet, you know. Well-trained, battle-tested soldiers, full of information. You understand? They want to tease them. Don't threaten us, because the point is that these people are going to protect the gains. What they gain under the NNP, they'll protect it. You think those Imani one day walk to go? You think those people in geriatric care one day walk to go? You think those people in youth empowerment one day walk to go? You think those people in that benefiting from the seed program want to lose that opportunity? Poor people, children getting scholarship to pull them out of poverty.
And Kelly,
you want them to lose all that? As soon as NDC reach, they taking back what the NNP give you.
All again.
Because they always say we wasting money on these people.
They are saying that the money program
is a waste.
Is a waste.
Geriatric care, when you're looking after the elderly, make sure they get a tablet, make sure they get a bath, make sure they get massage, make sure you comb their hair and make them feel important, make them feel they want to live.
Good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Good,
everybody
man.
Good.
All right, a long time I've been trying to get you, but I get you this time.
Okay.
Yeah, so what I'm saying there, that's just a waste of time, because once we say you have to stay there until we satisfy and we do what we have to do on our own strength. Anyway, what I'm saying is now that from 86 to presently, I will never say Dr. Keith Mitchell never do anything. We are living in the area of Latham St. David. It was by track road after the 1979 revolution. They afford us with a bridge until that Dr. Keith Mitchell comes in. We get road, concrete road, water, light, everything like that. So I know we have a track record. So if they want to change and make the place ungovernable,
governable.
Yeah, as they say, we don't go into that. We take long enough to see that. They had a slogan goes like this. Let me see how it go again. Forward ever, backward never. We NMP going ever forward. They ain't going backward.
All right, thanks.
All right, take care. Have a nice afternoon.
All right.
All right, one love. Good.
I say yes.
4420175.
We have a lot of messengers and messengers that could deliver the message.
Good afternoon. Hello?
Yeah, that.
Oh, no, well, yeah, this is the same one. He didn't
Yeah. What happened? We have a lot of messengers and messengers that could deliver the message. Every messenger who spoke here this evening able to deliver the message, and the people understand what they say.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Andre.
Yeah.
And good afternoon to Mr. Thomas and Mr. Boodler.
Good afternoon,
Well,
sir.
in the interest of time, let me start off by saying...
3 minutes,
Yeah, hey, man, I told you already, I prepared for you. Number one, I'm not too worried about Pastor Simons, because he does get excited whenever he behind a mic. Number two, when you hear people telling you that NNP don't do nothing, I categorize them as being shamed and embarrassed. Because, Andre, everything good that was geared to our growth and development in this country was done by this government. You know, the most in rural electrification, the most in roads, the most in water, the most in scholarship, the most in the upgrade of local playing fields, the most in sports. You understand? So they just shame. The other point is this. I want to say to my NNP brothers and sisters, let not your hearts be troubled. We have to do what we always do successfully, which is to organize, mobilize, and register our people. And when the day of election, we'll make sure that these people go out there and vote. deep in the heart of most NDC people, supporters, they know they can't win the next election. But they have to talk brave. You know, they have to give some of their supporters maybe a little bit of oxygen. Like you can see, they were so lacking in oxygen after the
convention.
After the convention, you know, they get a little bit of oxygen. And I tell them now, they're rising from the bottom of the ocean too fast. By the time they get to the surface, they might just end up with the bends. so they need to be careful. And when it comes to Mr. Deacon, we don't know who the gentleman is. So the party failed to sell him, and so far he has not been able to sell himself. What we know is that he represented WRB. What we know is that the government bought back the majority shares from WRB. What is most unfortunate is that the NDC turn around and sell the majority shares in NDC to WRB, and today Mr. Deacon is head of the NDC. I don't say it's conflict of interest. I don't know if it's coincidence.
Blue, Papa, blue. Blue.
Thank you, bro.
I tell you, we have a lot of messengers. NDC.
Buffaloes running.
Why does Buffalo running? NDC are one messenger. All your messenger is Kem Jones. But we have a lot of messengers.
Program going good. You never mention that.
Can't believe.
But that is the messengers.
Program going real nice, you know. Huh? You gonna spoil it.
Can't believe. KB.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Andrew. Good afternoon, Macy. Good afternoon, KB.
Good afternoon, bro.
Give me, like, and what the NP government,
Speak up, please.
They don't only perform in government. Even you remember in 1980s, when the commission was Minister of Works, and you have the general manager of Grand Lake at the time, which was Gary Bowen. You remember what they did? Where they electrify the rural area and bring water to the people in the rural area. Because in like in St. Andrews, the whole part of St. Andrews, may have the north, east, and the west, and south, may have about 5 or 6 houses current. But right now, when you take a look, 99% of the houses up there, they have current. They have pipe and water in the house. That is all because of the caring and the love of the Prime Minister and the Minister of Works at the time, and the Minister of the General Manager of Grand Lake, which was Gary Bowen. And now they're in government, they are doing much more because they care and love politics, they love people. And I always say politics is about people. Politics is not to seek yourself, put yourself in front of people. You have to put people in front of you. And as they were saying, if you come into politics as a spokesman, when you come there, what you go do? You look after yourself first and forget the people. You forget the people. And when I look, they were saying, a khaki pants new and a khaki pants old is the same khaki pants. And when you look at the trend of NDC and NMP, I consider them like one, like Gary, and it's GNP. Which Gary was the poor, he saw love and care for the poor class of people. GNP about the high-ranking folks. And like you have someone that, or the NDC, they want to come over to NMP. We embrace them with a loving hand. And even when someone left NMP and go over to NDC, we don't say nothing nasty about them. And if we want to take a trend of the people that left NDC, because they care and they love the country and they want to see things go right for the country. But there's some people within the NDC at the time, they don't care and they wouldn't care about themselves. And they throw all the good ones that was in NDC. I know that when they throw, they tell them they could be outside there. And after they say all kind of nasty thing about them, when they look up, look down, you don't know whichever to come back. And I always say, when they throw a man, don't expect a man to stay outside there. And a lady, he may find a lady, which will make him feel happy. And the people that the NC chose at the time, they found a good party, which is in NMP. A party that care and they love people, and they're inclusive party. Because they see each and every one of us as Grenadian. And as in politics, you can't differentiate anyone. The more people support, is better for you. So, KB, merci himself. Don't have a blessing.
Where you calling from?
Northwest, Happy, St. George.
But it take us starting to ball in all your head for to wake up in down there to call, right?
No, I will call program.
Okay.
I will call Mr. P every day. I call Mr. P.
Okay, all right, take care.
I take a regular board because I take it on home. I have it there to be on the program.
Okay, good.
Great, man.
I tell you, don't tease NNP people, boy. The men go protect the gains.
But you see, KB, as we always say.
What do you call it?
Not that, hello?
Hello, good afternoon again, brother.
Good afternoon, Miss Jacob.
Well, I'm giving a little history.
Miss Jacob, you know you and this history and them let's go long.
No, I ain't going
Careful,
long. That
right.
Make it a short history.
Right.
That is a short history.
Right, go ahead.
Yes, Miss Jacob.
I'm giving you that history about Uncle Gary.
Yes.
Uncle Gary was a nice man. Papa, that evening when Uncle Gary come, he said he bringing a man to take over Grenada after he. Bon Jerry say, he have a man say, hey, are you? What will you get the ambulance? Let me go and see if he gets in the ambulance. Let me see what person Uncle Gary bringing give us. Ah, God, Lord Jesus. When Uncle Gary time we hear the car coming, our man go in the veranda. I go in the veranda too. When he go in the veranda, hey, Uncle Gary, you know, it's not outside. That is outside we have in the meeting. It's inside. Everybody get inside, please. Well, yes, I get inside, but I get by the window. When he hear the car coming now, he go out to meet this handsome, beautiful, and he dress him just as he in a half-white suit. But I didn't know that already, so I didn't bigging up, digging up, jumping up, And Uncle Gary come, and Uncle Kid coming, and Uncle Kid coming, Papa, oh. Put him sit down, and the meeting start. When he finish the meeting now, hey, what Uncle Gary go say now? Uncle Gary go say, who for his side? Stay on his side. And who for Kid's side? Go on the Honorable Dr. Kid Claudius side. I say, bye-bye, Uncle. You what Uncle go say no? You ungrateful, you get a nice green lime now, you forget the ripe one. I don't forget the ripe one from that day.
We get you.
Kid side up to this place.
Yeah, Miss Jacob.
Okay, bye-bye.
Love
you all.
Love you too.
I think I did ask that.
Your boy, I must let you know. I gave you a message to read. You didn't read it. Because of how the light is shining on the computer, I guess you couldn't read it. KB, Dr. Love is in the house.
We not see that.
Yeah,
I remember.
I sent a message for you.
Yeah, I remember asking Dr. Mitchell, how did Uncle Gary react to him? He said when he approached Uncle Gary said, my son, come. And he
You have
said,
a caller on the line. Go ahead.
yeah, my son, come. He said, well, I want you to come and be the deputy in my party. So Dr. Mitchell said, how could I leave my party? I'm the leader of the NNP and come to be the deputy in GLP. Gary said, no, you must understand, GOLP is a much bigger party. GOLP is a much bigger party, Dr. Mitchell. So you should come. So Dr. Mitchell give me that story that, it was a laughter.
Good afternoon. Call on the WhatsApp. How you doing?
Good afternoon. How do you do?
I'm okay, sir. Go ahead.
How do you do, Mr. Don Andre? How do you do?
Go ahead.
KB.
I fine, man. Fine.
Afternoon.
That was a long wait. First of all, to begin with, I just want to congratulate and big up Senator Victor Philip for his inaugural contribution at the Senate on Thursday on the Emergency Act or the extension of the curfew, because he is the prospective candidate for St. Patrick's West for the NNP, because we all know that Mr. Boston has announced that he will not be offering himself, to run again as the candidate. So Mr. Victor Philip is most likely to be the candidate for St. Patrick West. So that is it for now.
You want to big him up?
In terms of the politics, I've been listening, I've listened to many callers call, I've listened to you guys' commentary and what have you. And as I said previously on another radio station, because it's sometimes very difficult with you guys, and I was saying that I said two things, and I tried to develop it, that the proof of the pudding is in the eating, and that it is not the same looking at a game from the pavilion as being on the playing field, being a player, right? Yeah, it's totally different.
Yeah.
And I've heard and I've been hearing, and some of the messages that I've been hearing, or some of the things that I've been hearing in recent times, from Sunday to now, is I've heard them a lot, many times before, right? They were said by different people, right? But so now I'm hearing new voices and I'm seeing new faces, but the message remains the same. The message more or less remains the same. And I ask, and some of the things that they say, for example, contract of the past, they would pension, they would fix the broken health, the price will go down. And
you lost him?
Because I had a long impact.
My friend, you're having some problems, some challenges.
Is the same old message?
Yeah.
With the line?
Yeah,
Hello?
you were dropping.
Your internet.
It's as if, are you moving around?
No, I'm fixed. I'm
okay.
Like the interruption. Are you hearing me?
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
But you keep dropping and coming. It's as if the internet.
Hello,
is a
are you
bit-
hearing me?
Yeah, so try and conclude.
Yeah, maybe the internet, yes. So I've been hearing, but the maneuvering and the manipulation that took place leading up to the NDC convention, and even the morning to the convention, maneuver would have taken place. I heard somebody was responding to who was tendered his resignation. I'm not, and based. Not this kind of influential person. But they went on to say that he's the brother of the prospective NNP candidate, Anthony St. George. So maybe that is why he wanted to leave, but he didn't know how to go. So he used that, saying that they're from the virtual
we will have to. We'll
the
have.
NDC has a history of kind of thing, right? And they always give and they always give the impression that they are united more than they are united.
All right, so my friend, I'm sorry that we'd have to end the conversation because we are having serious problems with
we're not getting you.
With your call. We're
not
not
getting you
just a
clearly
few
at all.
messages. We have another call online. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Donald.
Yeah. Hi. How you doing?
Afternoon, Mr. Messi. Sorry, Mr. Thomas and Katie. I was trying to call before the program started, but I couldn't get you. I just wanted to just change your, just a little. And Mr. Donald, we have a stalwart, someone that's really, it was NMP that passed. And I just don't know, maybe if you could just, I was trying to get before the program starts, so to ask you all if you all could do like a minute of silence for that person. Is that possible?
You're there, go ahead.
Yes, so I was just asking for a minute of silence and on the behalf of the NMP, KB, I don't know if you remember Olive Gibbs.
Who it is?
Olive Gibbs.
Mr. Gibbs.
Olive
Miss
Gibbs.
Olive Gibbs.
I don't remember. Please.
She was on the executive. She represented the woman's arm at one time.
Where's she from?
Mount Morris, Appeal Direction.
Okay.
She passed out this week, early on this week, and I just would like to have like a minute of silence and that we could send out condolences to the family.
You could send out condolences, but the minute of silence, no, you can send out the condolences. That's okay. It's fine.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, that's why I wanted to start.
Minute of silence to resolve the fall.
Yeah. Let you go ahead.
Yeah,
All right, Mr. Donald.
Go ahead.
I
Go ahead.
understand.
Go ahead.
I just because that's why I wanted to get you before you started.
Okay,
but
go ahead
anyway,
with the condolences.
that's what I want to say, KB, and maybe you could find out and then do some recognize to the family, her children and stuff. The young lady that normally does be on had talk with Mr. Bowler, Miss Duncan. That's her mom.
Okay.
That's all for now.
No problem, love. The case off.
You too,
All
bye-bye.
right, good. And of course, condolences coming from
Yeah.
the family of this program
Yeah.
and from the Real FM family going out to. And it was something that I had to say, and not today, since during the week I had to say it when I found out, because her voice, I mean, not Olive's voice, but her daughter's voice, was the last voice we heard on the program, Hard Talk. That's the mother of that young lady who passed away. So I had to, and it just hit me. And
Thanks
but
for the reminder.
I'm happy that Bernadette has done it right now. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon again.
Yeah.
Well, condolences to the lady that died, the former member of the NNP executive. Condolences coming from NNP supporter from the Northwest constituency. But my call back is to talk about an interview with what you call it, Calista Ferreira or something like that, and Mr. Andrew Wickham. That's the pollster from Barbados there on the convention.
That will be Peter Wickham.
Peter Wickham.
Peter Wickham.
Yes. She was asking him.
He's gone?
Hello?
He's gone. I don't know what happened there. And that was not a WhatsApp call. That was a straight line.
Straight call.
Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon, KB.
Hello?
What's up?
Fine.
KB, you know something? I wondering why is it most of the NDC stressing on Dr. Mitchell should bow out. And the reason for that is simply because they feel he's the main attraction in the NMP. So they felt that if he move out, he has a chance to come in. But tell them they have a long wait, because they go have to fill the wait. Because they put Deacon Mitchell, but it's two Mitchell, counterfeit, and the real Mitchell. People are going for counterfeit these days. People going for that which is real. People are going for that which is fake. People going for that which is long-lasting and something with substance and ingredient. And we know Dr. Keith Mitchell is for the people and the poor set of people in the country. Everybody knows that. But the reason why they only behind him, why they don't step down, is because they want to step up.
Well, if he handbugging them, what do you expect them to say?
He handbugging them. Only step down. Look at America. The president and so on that rules, or that control America, is people older than Dr. Mitchell by far.
Yeah. How much is Biden? He's about 76?
Thereabouts. I can find out for you.
Go ahead.
So that talk about Dr. Mitchell to step down, tell them they will never get that. Tell them if they want to step up, but they won't get chance to step up because the people of Grenada do. This step up is to step them down. So they won't allow that. You know, NDC, in my opinion, KB, look at the Imani people. Sometimes if you meet them on the street, some of them, if they could get chance to bomb them down, they bomb them down. I just listen to them, I just watch them instead of for this to say, God, Lord, thank you for Dr. Mitchell with the initiative to put out these people to work. So instead of they sit down and scrunt, they could get something when the month end. They bad talking them on bad mouthing them. But then they see moving like people that are ahead like crab. Because if it was me, I don't go to school and I don't much educated as them. But if it was me and as a political party and I want to attract people, I would not make statements against the money or the warden or whatever.
I agree with that.
Because remember, you're going to want them today or tomorrow. So what do you think the warden and them going to think in their mind? Let us imagine the election is in the morning and they have to go and vote. You think, are they going to vote for NDC? No, because they feel if they vote for NDC, when NDC come, there is no work for them. They will be on the bread line.
Correct.
So NDC people, they don't have no sense. They're getting an insane. And they're calling on Dr. Mitchell to pack up. They are the one that should be packing up.
Same thing I tell you. If you want to make NNP get back, do tease them.
Tell them it's not a walk through, because tell them we as NMP...
A steep mountain to climb, I agree with you.
It's a mountain to climb,
A steep mountain to climb.
Steep mountain to climb. That is why before they went to select the leader, I told Godfrey on his program, they had to select somebody that could take licks. Because we are bound to share licks.
Where you calling from, Kola?
Dung family, by Sister Kate Louisa is a, a stalwart for Sister Kate in the area.
I hear you, brother.
And we don't making joke.
All right. Thank you for calling.
Yes, one love.
Appreciate. Great. 20 minutes on to the somebody sent a message and said that why were we focusing on Stanford Time? We didn't focus.
We didn't focus on him, you know.
Pass on.
He make his statement and we respond.
Yeah.
But you have to understand, we will respond forcefully when we have to respond forcefully.
Yeah.
But we didn't make it a big issue.
We didn't make it an issue.
Program, yeah.
We said he's entitled to his opinion, but he cannot dictate to the Prime Minister.
But the other thing, one of the things that we forget in here, and this is very important, the Prime Minister is the political leader of the NNP. Eh? It means, therefore, that he is supported by a particular constituency in order to attain that position, correct?
Yes.
Have you ever asked the Northwest people how they feel? If they want him to go? Everybody buying go. Have you ever done so and say, Northwest, what's going on? How you feel? Huh? Do you understand? Call on the 442-0975. You will not be able to get through on that number. No one has one day sat down and said, has any one of the news people who are crying for him to go, who are saying that he old, have any one of them gone in the Northwest and say, yo, short man, what do you think about this thing? Good afternoon. Oh, lost that one.
Let's do a census of all going on in the Northwest and see how we
go. Go in Northwest and ask Northwest if they want him to move.
Yeah. But that is those who call in for Dr. Mitchell to go is not their call. That is NNP and the Prime Minister business. That is not the opposition business to say who we should have as leader, and they choose Mr. Deacon.
Yeah.
That is their right.
For one, I don't like to comment on other personalities. But I keep listening to Miss Faria, Philistro. We're friends. Not too sure if we're going to be friends after this. But I think it's a little bit overbearing. Hey, Faria, you can support who the hell you want to support. It makes no difference to me. I know you will never be a supporter of the NNP. So it really don't make no difference. And we both know that we're on separate sides already. But you need to do something, take it easy, Kalestra. You understand? You need to do so and back out. You can do all you want to promote your Deacon Mitchell. You can do all you want because everybody you speak to, your narrative is what you're trying to push to them. Yeah. That's okay. That's fine. But when you start to make statements about Keith Mitchell, do you understand? And in reference to his age and that you're going to elections with on wheelchair and everything like that, Faria, you don't want nobody to start talking about you.
But she would.
I don't want you to help me. If you want to talk about that, talk about it for yourself. I am talking for myself. For this, Faria, you don't want anybody to be talking about you. You don't want that. No. Because if people start to talk about you, you will not like it. I probably don't want people to start talking about me too. Because I probably wouldn't like it. I'm saying to you, young lady, you understand? If, I'm telling you something, I'll say it this way. You, Richard, your representative is the cause of all that. Your representative, and I don't talk to you. Your representative is the cause of all that. Real 91.9. Good afternoon.
Pleasant good afternoon to everybody.
Yes.
I would like to ask a question, please. Well, there are ring road that we had supposed the NNP had to build from the coronage around the hospital leading up to Mount Morris, somewhere around there.
There was a project that, but that project was a project that came about during the time of the Congress, and I had to do with casinos and so, and I do not believe that the present Prime Minister and political leader of the Congress and the present Prime Minister Tillman Thomas was not in favor of it, so therefore the project didn't happen. I don't know what happened to it after that. I couldn't say.
Okay then. But good program.
Thank you very much.
And I think it's about 16 or 17 times I was trying to reach you all. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, the line was so busy.
Sorry about that.
You've been doing a fantastic job.
Okay.
Continue letting the people know. I might not be a very good instrumental advocate like you all doing, but keep on helping us doing the job. Because
Thank you
you all
very,
look out
very
for
much.
us. You all look out for us, people like me. So
Thank you
I
very
could
much.
say so. So God's blessing, and all you be careful on your way home.
Thank you.
This afternoon.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank
All
you.
the best.
Thank
Y'all,
you.
you're welcome. Bye.
Bye-bye. Take care. God bless.
Andre.
Don't look at me. I tell you, Delmar caused that.
But no, but even though you see now that's what I like democracy. Everyone is entitled to opportunities. So we does not.
We doesn't want.
Keep doing anybody. We give people opportunities, Andre. We do not victimize. Everyone pay tax. Everyone have a chance.
It's about victimizing.
No,
I'm talking about
no.
victimizing.
No.
When the call was made, when she was in problems and they needed money, Keith Mitchell had dip his hand in the pocket first. You know?
Yes.
She didn't know he was in a wheelchair and he had to ease up to dip in the back pocket
Yes.
to get the wallet. I tell you already, hush. Don't help me. You know?
But Andre, you see now,
And
everyone
not making
needs opportunities.
But what?
Everyone defend the position now.
Let me tell you
What
something.
now? We make sure.
When KB walk out of here, he come back, you will not the opportunity to
No,
come back.
but I wouldn't walk out.
Right.
You know, I am here today. You know, I will always be here to ensure I bring the good news to the people.
I didn't come back here for the sake of you, know, Andrew. I come back for the sake of the people. You know.
Mr. Man,
If it's for the sake of you, I didn't come back at all. You know.
Hold on, whose side you on, KB?
The side of the people. I want to tell you, Andre. You see what happened. People like the sister. I was listening to she and Peter Wickham. She was almost putting words in Dr. Wickham, in Mr. Wickham mouth, you know, in Peter Wickham mouth. I want him to say that there is a possibility the NDC could be victorious in next election. I said, no, don't make that mistake. Not because somebody complained about the high electricity rate or the high cost of living. That happens all over the world. That don't necessarily mean they will want to vote against the NNP because they say we got electricity rate high or cost of living high. A lot of NNP make that statement, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to vote for NDC because of that. So you have to be careful, don't make that statement. You see, when these people are blinded by ego, hatred, and resentment, sometimes you don't even argue with them. You leave them alone. When you could feel whenever she asks a question, you could feel the hate, you could feel the resentment in these people, in that journalist.
Okay, me.
You feeling that?
KB, I
Let me
could
tell you something. It's watch. All you thinking there. I'm telling you, straight up. I have never done it, and I will never do so and stoop to disrespecting any member of any other political party. I'll have a laugh about something that they probably do, but disrespecting them now. I say, and somebody's going to tell her, Andre talk about her, and I want her to challenge me. Where she going to challenge me is on Facebook. She's a better writer than I am, so I will not go on Facebook and reply to her. Every time she replies to me on Facebook, I come in here. She can't speak like me. I'm sure of that. She could handle narrative and blah, blah, blah. Tell her to call me. That's what they must do. Tell her to call me. And let me know when she calls in so I prepare for her. Because she gained on too much now. Listen, it is time to stop. It is time to stop. The man, she knows that he can't defend himself in relation to that. He cannot come out and address Callistra.
No.
She knows that.
He can reduce
and that is why she's doing that foolishness.
But he wouldn't reduce himself with that, Andrew. He wouldn't bring himself so low.
You representative what caused that.
You understand?
You're representative that caused that.
But you see, it is degrading.
There is so much that I know that Keith Claudius Mitchell has done for this young lady. You know?
Yes.
There's so much, you know. And look at it this way. I know it, and I'm not saying it. I know it, and I'm not saying it. But if she gets to that point, well, right now she's gone overboard, eh? And I am at the point where I know that, you know, maybe one day I might just do something before I leave home. I'll take a glass of wine or 2 glasses of wine and drink that glug.
Come drunk.
And I didn't say I come in drunk. No.
Drinking is no excuse.
No, but seriously,
No.
I am really tired of that. I'm really, really tired of that.
You see,
But Andre, if Fisher do not open his mouth, it won't get caught.
Messi, you have to understand. No, as he's right, Dr. Mitchell would not understand. It will be degrading for a brave, intelligent man like Dr. Mitchell to go and argue with those people.
Yes.
It will be degrading.
He wouldn't bring himself down to that.
A brave, intelligent man like Dr. Mitchell. You see, as we said, boy, when ignorance screams, intelligence moves on. When ignorant screams, intelligent people moves on. You cannot reduce himself to that level.
Good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon.
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
I listened to the same interview with Faria and Mr. Wickham. And she was almost putting word in one mouth and thing, but the man, all an experience and thing, he let her know, well, look, it's good that the NDC get a leader. You understand? Fine with that. You know, but he don't see the NDC emerging victorious in the next general election. And she brings on kind of points about the COVID thing and all what happened before the COVID. I was sort of embarrassed with how she handled that interview with a man with so much experience and so on. Have a good evening, man.
Thank you, bro.
I tell you, she almost putting words in the man's mouth, and the man put her in a place. The man said, no. It's like question the man intelligence.
But KB, if you realize, the NDC
getting that strong now.
They fail to realize NNP is a team.
Yes.
You know? It's a unique team.
Look at the team.
No, I'm telling you. You know?
What? Don't
I tell you, it's a unique team.
Since last week we're telling them Don't tease NNP. Don't make a mistake.
No, you're a unique team.
When you tease them, they coming out and they grab hold
like
you.
Zulu.
Like Zulu, you know.
Yeah.
More come and more come. You wondering where they come out, you know.
I'm telling you.
You wondering if Dr. Mitchell in Happy Hill making man, you know. He's more come.
Good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Well, remember, Grenadians is not for sale by voting, eh?
No.
And he's not a pocket cat.
Nah, man.
Grenadians is not for sale. And I want the new leader to know that, to have the NDC. All right.
Thank you.
The time run out on us already, boy.
Yeah. That's what happens when you have the support of
so
the
fast.
Andre.
What? Careful.
I want to send out
And I'm not good
my
mood.
sympathy
Who?
to Miss Jean.
Who that?
She is one from Subiz.
Strong party.
And she died last night.
And you send us sympathy
Who is that
to
Jean?
her?
Who is
You
that
want
person?
to
Her family.
But you didn't say that.
What, you know?
Who is that woman?
Boy, an accident happening.
Where?
On China Hill. Yesterday.
Accident happened.
Yeah, she was going home, walking up the hill, and the car.
A car's coming down?
No, the car
Get away?
Yeah.
She was driving the car?
Driving up?
She walking?
She was walking.
And the car get away?
Where the car was going?
Up, and then he started to come back down. Somehow.
Somebody was inside the car?
Yeah.
The person lost control?
Well,
and he crushed her to death?
Pass over her. By the time the ambulance, she died last night. You know? So sad, you know? So sad, Miss Jean, you know? Yeah.
So the person couldn't pull up handbrakes? We don't know. I don't know.
What now? I'm telling you, man, she died. She died. You know? So
Sorry to
sad.
hear. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah.
That's 14 times I called and nothing now. I is not an MP again.
Well, yeah, that business. That business. I know you are coming and look for you.
I'm good, you know.
Yes, I come real good.
Yeah, I want to make us a point. College start and brush yourself. Right? Many programs I listen to. I just listen to them and she started and brush herself. At time I used to almost cry for her. You know, so leave us stay with us. Now, the point I want to make there now is that, you know, you have some people that create a problem and blame others for it. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
The NDC has created a problem on several occasions. And they're blaming Keith Mitchell and the government. Everything is I mean, so what we expect, so many things, people seeing things right before their very eyes, what the government is. But yet, they're telling people that, oh, nothing has been done, nothing has been done. You understand? So all that is part of creating the problem. And they cannot fix it. You understand? So I say not to say, you know, they could do what they want, but I know for sure that they're going to dig the hole for themselves. They're going to go down and lie down in it for themselves, and they're going to stretch their hand and cover themselves with it. Yeah?
All right, I got you.
We're getting some about 1763.
Thank you. We have to do what we have to do. We don't want something, we want to big them by a large margin.
They're going to several blows. The new leader elected, he start on a bad footing already. You know, he come across with that idea with the COVID thing, the government don't handle anything properly. Well, say how to handle it. You understand? You say how to handle it, and that is most of the problem all the time. They always condemn the economy, but they have no solution for nothing. So how they going to make it? Yeah?
All right.
So,
take care of yourself. One love.
Continue that good program and continue this program. And
Thank you, boss. Good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you, Andre, I will deal with you civil, yeah?
That's not. Are you easy to deal with?
Easy to deal with?
Yeah, man.
That was before.
Yeah, you easy to deal with. All I tell you is what I want to earring make for my daughter, and that is it, and you buy long like Baji.
Yeah, you know.
I know. Later, brother. Take care.
All
right, good. Yeah. You have 30 seconds. It's your last words, my brother. 30 seconds. That's all you have. Go ahead.
I want to say thanks for giving me the privilege to be here this afternoon, Andre, to bring the good news to the people. I want to encourage each and every NNP ensure you, your family, and neighbors are registered. Continue to be good foot soldiers for the party. Have your antenna up. Get the information, get the facts, and spread it. I want to say good afternoon to all the persons of St. Andrews Northwest who is hard out in the field and doing the work. I know we got a good MP, and she is delivering, and will continue to deliver. The persons and the people of Camblai, Byland, Marybo, Lafayette, Monlong, and all the villages keep doing the mobilization and continue with the good cash program. You are doing good works and keeping Grenada clean. All the best. Take care.
You know.
Yes, good afternoon, fellow Grenadians, fellow NNPites. I want us to prepare. I want us to do what we supposed to do. I want to endorse what my brethren here, Messi, said. Get yourself registered. Get your children registered. Get your family registered. And make sure everybody prepared to vote and defend your party, defend your prime minister, defend your MP, and protect the gains. What you achieve under the NNP, make sure you get it, you protect it. Because you could lose it if you lose the next election. Although it is impossible, but don't take no chance. Make sure you get yourself registered. And NNPI, continue calling. Continue calling. Because performance beat old talk. When ignorance raise its head and make noise and bray, intelligence will move on. Thank you.
You guys want me to talk still?
Say anything?
No, what am I?
You want to remain mute?
It's not a matter of remaining. It's not a matter of remaining mute. I don't believe.
You still have the last word because you are the boss.
No, I don't need a last word.
You're not the world boss.
Hey, that's about it.
Yes.
Take care of yourself. God bless you.
Okay.
One love, friends.
Carrico, we love you.
Yeah, always.
Always.
Carrico was good today, boy. Yeah.